Welcome everybody to a brand new Blu-ray and DVD out and about video today, and this week sees a different take on the superhero genre in The Boys. Seasons 1 and 2 hitting store shelves along with a little bit of 4K goodness with the 1987 historical crime drama The Untouchables. And speaking of 4K love, Scream Factory is at it again with 4K editions of Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day to You, plus much more. So let's go see the deals, exclusives, and we are our first location, Walmart. So let's go in and see what they got. All right, everybody, we are in at Walmart, and can you take a wild guess? Anybody? Bueller? Yeah, they don't got shit this week. I kind of figured, man. It's not a big week for physical media, all things considered. There's some pretty solid stuff out there, but nothing that I figure Walmart would be having, at least this one. I mean, truth be told, though, I gotta give them credit. They sold a lot of the Batman. They sold a ton of it, man. That exclusive, all sold out. They have a few of the 4Ks, a little bit of the DVDs, but man, they sold a hell of a lot of the Batman. Hell, Batman's got a few fans, don't he? Indeed he does, man. As well as they sold a decent amount of Uncharted. Not much DVDs left, Blu-rays or 4Ks. Not bad. I mean, for Uncharted though, I mean, Tom Holland and Wahlberg are top notch and they level up the buddy movie. Do they really? Really? Yeah, I don't think so, guys. It's an alright movie for what it is, but it's not great. And obviously, probably the gameplay on Uncharted is better than the actual movie is, not gonna lie, man. But hey, at least they sold a decent amount of copies. They still have a ton of Spider-Man No Way Home, man. Hell, they still got some of the exclusive 4Ks, regular Blu-rays, and the DVDs. Let me mind you, they got in a shit ton of Spider-Mans when it came out that week, so clearly they're still hanging on to a lot of it, but can you really blame them? Spider-Man is one popular dude. Probably, dare I say Spider-Man is more popular than the Batman? Tough to say, but I mean, they got in a hell of a lot of copies because they thought they'd sell a shitload of them. They probably still will, but it's gonna take a little bit of time. They still got a massive amount of those. I mean, they still got a little bit of Liam Neeson love. They got the Wahlberg goodness. Yeah. Jesus. Dog, Moonfall. I mean, they got, some of the releases this week, but as far as new stuff, yeah, they don't got jack squat, guys. But then again, I kind of figured they weren't. But does that mean that they don't have anything? Well, how about we go check it out, see if they have anything else worth giving a look to. And I suppose if there's anything else worth showing off, it'd be for the good old fathers out there, isn't it? Ah, yes, indeed. Look at this, baby. A little bit of Father's Day appreciation, not half bad. I mean, it's supposed to be a whole, Father's Day area here, just for all the movies for good old dad. However, it is kind of empty in some of the spots, so they haven't completely filled it up yet, but they do have some exclusive Slippy love, though. Oh, indeed they do, man. Nice. I mean, most of them are actually for $5.96. There's some over here for $7.50. Collection stuff for like $20, but for the most part, actually not a bad deal for exclusive DVD slipcover love, honestly. I mean, you got all of the John Wicks, you got the Hateful Eight, Hell or High Water, Django Unchained, The Hitman's Bodyguard, Hitman's Bodyguard's Wife, Hostels, Protege, Wind River, Deepwater Horizon, Total Recall, Crank, Angel Has Fallen, and the Rambo 5 film collection. Actually, I'm kind of impressed by these slipcovers because I think they look really cool, man. Honestly, if you're a DVD fan, these are pretty kick-ass slipcovers, I gotta admit. I'm not always impressed by some of the Walmart ones, but these ones, damn, they're pretty goddamn cool, dude. I mean, I love the John Wick ones, and by the way, dude, I am a huge John Wick lover. Cause let's be real, folks, okay? John Wick is one badass motherfucker. He really honestly is, dude. And Keanu Reeves has absolutely made this one of his, at least, greatest characters of all time, man. And I am really looking forward to John Wick Chapter 4, man. I mean, if it's anything like the first three, it's gotta be good, right? Cross fingers. I have high expectations, baby. I hope it delivers in a big bad way, but those are some really great slips. What's my favorite John Wick movie so far? Honestly, I don't really have a favorite. They're all really kick-ass, man. It's hard to pick one great John Wick movie over the other. They're just all that damn good, you know what I'm saying? They honestly are, dude. As is The Hateful Eight. Not my favorite Tarantino movie of all time, but I really like the cast here. I like the story. I like the twists and turns. Tarantino is a really good storyteller. He really honestly is. He doesn't always pull it off, but as far as the later movies are concerned, I think he does a pretty good job, all things considered, man. Not bad on that. Hell or High Water, absolutely amazing. You guys know that. Django, you know, honestly, it's one of my lesser Tarantino films. I don't really love it as much as a lot of other people do. I know people praise this movie like a motherfucker, man. They love the action, and they love the gunfights, and the character. Yeah, the character's kind of cool, but I think it was done better in the past when they did other Django movies. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't like it the way I thought it would. The comedy's a little too goofy for its own good. Just my own opinion. Still solid, but not as good as some of the other Tarantino flicks. Just my honest opinion. Don't kill me, guys. I mean, you got that. You have Hitman's Bodyguard and Hitman's Bodyguard's wife, and I don't know. I mean, I love the first movie. That first movie still, to me, I think is funny as hell. Great action. The problem with the second movie is, yes, it's more of everything you love from the first movie, but I think it just goes way too over the top and way too jokey, and it just kind of overdoes it, and you're just oversaturated with it. I don't know. Like, the first one had a nice balance to it. I think the second one just went sort of crazy, all out, all over the place, and it didn't really work. I mean, mind you, Salma Hayek is hot as hell. Then again, I can watch a lot of movies where she's hot as hell, and you know what I mean? Like Hitman's Bodyguard. Just saying, man. They do have Hostels, which I do like Hostels. Pretty decent, solid flick. The Protege is not bad. Actually, a really fun action film. Not the best. Not even close to a movie like John Wick or anything, but you can tell the actors are having a lot of really great fun just playing the roles and kicking each other's ass. It's actually not half bad, man. Pretty solid. I like that. Wind River is incredibly dramatic. I love the characters. Thrilling. Great, solid movie, man. Love that. Deepwater Horizon is a really great classic. A great Wahlberg movie. Really dramatic and wild true story, dude. Really, really well done. As is Total Recall. Get your ass to Mars. Man, one of Arnold's best films, dude. Forget about that remake, dude. I mean, it's got moments, but Colin Farrell is seriously no Schwarzenegger. You know what I'm saying, man? I love the sci-fi aspects to this. I love the effects. The whole Mars atmosphere. Dude, the chick with the 3 boobs. Come on, man. That's some iconic shit. It really is. Oh, and Michael Ironside is so good in this too, dude. Everyone's great in this, man. I love this movie. This movie's so awesome, man. Still holds up to this day. I love that. Crank. Oh my god, dude. Crank is one wild fucking movie, dude. I remember when I watched this the first time, I watched it because of Statham, because I liked Statham, and I was so amazed. I was like, holy shit, dude. What the fuck is this movie? It's so wild and crazy ridiculous, dude. But it's so damn entertaining and fun. And honestly, High Voltage, the sequel, is just as wild and just as batshit nuts, dude. I love this. I wish they would have done a third film, but I don't think we'll ever get it, which is a goddamn shame. But Crank and Crank 2, man, that is some wild Statham shit. That really honestly is, man. Damn, is it good. Angel Has Fallen, you know, I'm not gonna lie. These movies are all right. There are some that are better than others, but I gotta give Gerard Butler credit. He's made a whole franchise, a whole career out of playing these type of dudes, man. And I think they're doing like a 4th and 5th movie or something. Like, he's basically made this a whole franchise, kind of like John Wick. I mean, let's be real. This is not nearly as badass as John Wick is. Not even fucking close, man. Yeah, take a long ass time before that ever happens, but it is good for what it is. It's not terrible, but it's alright, all things considered, man. I mean, they have that, but then the final one, we've got Rambo, the 5-film collection, baby. Yeah, look at that, dude. Oh, that is awesome, man. Dude, I love Rambo. You're not hunting him, he's hunting you. Girl Troutman. Oh, you badass motherfucker. God damn, dude. I love the Rambo series, and let me tell you something. Stallone is amazing here. I've always loved him in this role. Really badass and intimidating and dramatic. And it's just kind of weird how the franchise sort of turned, right? Because the first one isn't really as action-packed as people sort of remember it being. It's not until sort of the second and third film where it's really like that 80s action sensibility, man. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm happy with it because I love the Rambo action, but it definitely turned on a dime, though. But I love Stallone in the role. I love the look of Rambo. It's always been really badass, even in sort of a cheesy, ridiculous way. I've always kind of appreciated it. I'm not the hugest fan of Rambo Part 5, though. Like, for me, it kind of ends at the fourth movie, Rambo, because it's such a really great end to the character that 5 sort of feels like it's kind of spoiled it a little bit. It's not as good, and after sort of the epic badassness of Part 4, and 5's kind of a letdown, man. But honestly, regardless, Rambo is a great series to get into, man, just for the action alone. Badass, baby. Absolutely badass, man. And by the way, God knows how many times the Rambo series has actually been released on physical media. Like, there was a lot of VHSs back in the day, ton of DVDs, obviously more DVDs, Blu-rays, and now they're getting into 4Ks. I think, like, Zavi ended up announcing a steelbook for First Blood, and I know a lot of people got pissed because they didn't name it First Blood. They called it Rambo First Blood, and a lot of people got really heated because technically First Blood is not called Rambo. It's just called First Blood, and people were so ticked off. They're like, dude, that's sacrilege. And in some ways, I can't quite blame them because it kind of is. I mean, if you're going to be true to the series, it is just called First Blood. But man, fans are really, really devoted to Rambo, and when you screw up something, even the title, dude, they will let you hear about it for days on end, man. They really honestly will, dude. Rambo fans are very rabid, and I'm among them, man. I just love the series in all its iterations and all its many releases on many different formats, and I'm so glad that they're releasing more Rambo love out there into the masses. Absolutely happy about it. Not half bad, baby. Not half bad at all, man. Now, these are all the older editions of the DVDs. They're not like new editions. They're just the older ones with newer slipcovers on them. So if you don't have them, hey, the slipcover is a little bit enticing to dive into, and honestly, the price is pretty goddamn good too, all things considered. If you already have the editions, oh, the slipcovers are pretty cool regardless, nonetheless, man. But hey, some new slipcover Walmart Father's Day love, that is pretty damn sweet, man. Not half bad, not bad at all, man. And hey, if there's anything we're seeing at Walmart, it's always the good old slippy love. You know what I'm saying? Not half bad, man. Not half bad at all. Let's head out. Sometimes you get a lot of new release love. Other times you just get slipcovers. But regardless, hey, we did see something at Walmart, so good job. Right? Hey, I'll take what I can get sometimes, especially with this Walmart. And truth be told, they haven't been half bad as of late. I just knew this week we weren't really going to get much of anything. So I kind of walked in here with the expectation of we weren't going to see much anyways. So the fact that we got a little bit of Father's Day slipcover love, it's good enough for me, man. And those slipcovers are actually pretty neat, all things considered. So hey, it was pretty cool to see something regardless, man, because if it wasn't for those, hell, we wouldn't have been seeing jack shit, man. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, be thankful for a little slipcover love from time to time because it's definitely needed when there ain't nothing available whatsoever, man. And for this Walmart, sometimes is more than often. Indeed it is, man. But hey, at least we got something this week, and that ain't half bad, man, especially for this place. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you definitely do. But hey, there is new release love out there. There's gotta be, right? Yeah, come on, there really has to be. Someplace has a half physical media goodness. It might not be new release love here, but hopefully it's at another place. So how about we go and check it out? All right, everybody, we are at our second location, Target. But before I go in, I gotta talk to you guys about something. So, you know, sometimes movies are very successful, sometimes they flop. It's a gamble, honestly. But for certain CEOs and certain companies, they think they know it all. From IndieWire, Warner Brothers assumed Clint Eastwood's Cry Macho would flop, to David Zaslav's horror. Let's dive in, shall we? The new Warner Brothers Discovery CEO slammed the decision to greenlight the 2021 road trip movie, which grossed less than half its budget. David Zaslav is shedding no tears over Cry Macho. The Clint Eastwood vehicle grossed approximately $15.5 million worldwide upon release, despite a budget of $33 million, and new CEO Zaslav challenged why the film was even made in the first place. Zaslav questioned studio heads why Cry Macho was funded if Warner Brothers knew it wouldn't be profitable. Cry Macho stars Eastwood as a former rodeo star turned horse breeder who was hired to bring a teenager back to his family. Oscar winner Eastwood also directed the neo-western, which doubles as a tender road trip movie as Eastwood's character bonds with the kid as they journey across Mexico. I don't know about bonding, but whatever. Per the Wall Street Journal, Warner Brothers told Zaslav that they felt indebted to Eastwood because of his 50-plus year relationship with the studio and Eastwood's consistent ability to deliver films under budget and on time. Zaslav then reportedly quoted a famous line from Jerry Maguire saying, "It's not show friends, it's show business." Zaslav, or Vaz, as industry insiders nicknamed him, pulled the plug on streamer CNN Plus shortly after its debut and also scrapped upcoming HBO Max DC film The Wonder Twins, starring KG Appa and Isabel May. Upon taking over Warner Brothers under the Discovery merger, Zaslav pledged to cut approximately $3 billion, that's with a B. Wonder Twins had a $75 million budget. You're cutting $3 billion in costs, and Wonder Twins was $75 million? Well, you're off to a pretty good start already. We are not trying to win the direct-to-consumer spending war, Zaslav explained during the April earnings call, before Chief Financial Officer Gunnar Wiedenfels added, "We intend to drive the highest level of financial discipline here." The Wall Street Journal reported that Warner Brothers will be focusing on an increased amount of theatrical releases with 20 to 25 films per year. Theatrical releases also perform better on HBO Max than movies made exclusively for the streamer, per one source. Do they indeed? Well, Warner Brothers is singing a different tune this time with a new CEO, and if you have made a lot of content for the studio, if you've had a long-term commitment, well, that doesn't matter. It's about the here and now, and if you can't make money now, then your ass is out. However, is that the right mentality? Because think about it like this, right? I mean, Clint Eastwood, yes, I love a lot of his films. I can't say I love every film he's ever done, but he is a consummate professional that has devoted a lot of time, a lot of money, blood, sweat, and tears to the Warner Brothers company. I mean, you look at a lot of those films he did them for Warner Brothers. And the idea that, yes, okay, we weren't sure about this movie, we figured it might be a loss, but we owe it to Clint Eastwood because he's Clint motherfucking Eastwood, right? But this guy doesn't care how many movies he's made. It matters about the profit at the end of the day. And look, even with the Wonder Twins thing, which, look, it might have been successful, it might have not have been, but $75 million is a huge commitment. But let's say it would have been successful, and it would have grossed a lot of money, subscriptions to HBO Max and merchandise and you name it, all that jazz, right? Potential sequel opportunities and more series, you name it. That is revenue that is being lost. However, if it's not successful, you just gambled $75 million, okay? And as a head of a studio, one of your primary objectives, if you are running this company, is you have to make money for the studio, right? You have to be successful enough to pick projects that are going to bank. And if a $75 million budget off of the potential of what you may or may not earn, if it doesn't add up, then you cut it loose. And the same thing with a Clint Eastwood movie. And it's a damn shame to say that, but it really honestly is the truth, man. I mean, if you think about back in the day, right? Long ago, way back in the day, man, there used to be studios who used to do 3, 4, 5 picture deals with actors, right? And maybe 1 or 2 of those pictures might not have been successful, but others were really successful. And so at the end of the day, it all kind of balanced out, right? And you were committed to the studio for that amount of time, and whatever they sent you is what you would do. No studio really commits to actors that way anymore. I mean, there is some exceptions, but not many at this point. And I kind of feel like with Warner Brothers now, it is all about content. Actually, it's the same way with all the studios. I told you last week about Netflix and the idea of them cutting employees, the layoffs, right? Well, some people will cut the employees, other people are cutting the content. And now it really is a race to save money and make money at the same time. And can you really devote X amount of dollars to a movie that may or may not work? But then again, my argument is that there's a lot of great movies out there that at first didn't deliver and didn't work, but later on became absolute classics. So yes, you took the gamble, it didn't pay off, but 20, 30 years from that point, the movie has absolutely become a genre staple, a classic among many, 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 many people. So the gamble at the end of the day was worth it, even though you didn't get the monetary gain from it. This is a very tough argument to make, man. And I feel bad because, look, I'm glad Clint Eastwood got to make the movie, even though it's not really all that great, and that's really the general consensus of it. But they owed him that because he's Clint Eastwood. He's made so much money for the studio and so many awards that, you know what, sometimes you just got to throw somebody a bone. But nowadays, we are in a very tough market right now. There is so much entertainment out there. There are so much possibilities to make money, but if you gamble the wrong way, you're out a lot of cash. There's a lot of blame to go around. And as I've said before, these companies are too big to fail, man, and they need to be smart about their decisions. It's a ruthless world out there. It really honestly is. And I hate to say it, but sometimes you got to make really tough decisions. And even if you owe somebody a favor, well, these people don't really give a shit anymore. What do you think about that, guys? I mean, there's a lot of angles here. The making money, the owing people, what's right, what's wrong. Let me know what you guys think about that. It's always fascinating, but hey, that's Hollywood for you, man. Definitely let me know what you think about that. In the meantime, well, there's supposed to be physical media out there. Walmart really didn't have it, but hey, maybe Target? Let's hope. How about we go in, check it out. All right, everybody, we are in at Target, and look, just here alone, new release love, and so much better than Walmart, man. And again, it's Target. They're on point every week. What the hell am I talking about, man? Seriously. Let's dive in, shall we, with a little bit of Yellowstone goodness. Yes. A little bit of box set love, anybody? The first 4 seasons of Yellowstone, the Blu-ray for $79.99, the DVD for $65. Oh, baby. If you're a big fan of Yellowstone, well, first 4 seasons in one package, that ain't half bad, man. Not bad at all. Now, mind you, look, I have not watched a single episode of Yellowstone. I know you guys are gonna kill me. You're gonna kick my ass. All right, look, I'm gonna get to it at some point because I love Kevin Costner, all right, man. Kevin Costner is the man. Kind of underappreciated in certain moments. He's a great actor, has gotten a lot of love, but not as much appreciation as maybe he sometimes deserves. And Yellowstone is a perfect example, at least the clips that I've seen online, of how great of an actor he really can be. Going from movies to TV, not many actors are really able to pull it off. He actually is one of the people that is able to do it rather seamlessly, honestly. He is very good, at least that's what everybody says, though. Not bad at all, man. Now, mind you, Yellowstone is incredibly popular, man. I mean, they have released so much physical media just on Yellowstone alone in the past few years. That's how popular it is. People eat this shit up, man. They really do. I think there's like 2 or 3 spin-offs that they're doing, and God knows all kinds of merchandise and everything. I mean, when a show is really popular, man, they do everything in their power to exploit it in a big bad way. I mean, just look at The Walking Dead, folks. I mean, that's a prime example. And Yellowstone seems to be another one of those, man. And they get some big names to come onto these series, even onto the spin-offs. I mean, Yellowstone is now a brand unto itself. And I can see why. It's very compelling. People like the ranch drama action aspect to it, the double crosses and the deceptions. People love that shit, man. Can't quite say I blame them because people love that shit back in the day. Things like Dallas, dude. People ate that crap up. And they did it back in the day in like the 80s, and how they do it now. If it's good TV, people will love it regardless. And Yellowstone definitely proves that. Not half bad, not bad at all for all you Yellowstone lovers out there. And speaking of Kevin Costner, who's up for little Untouchables love, the 4K digital for $19.99. Oh, it is so great to see this movie here, man, especially getting the 4K upgrade love, because this movie absolutely deserves it. Oh my God, man, I love this movie. This is one hell of a classic. I dig this. I mean, not only the story alone, I just love the idea of Prohibition era and Al Capone and the people that tried to take him down. I mean, that story alone is dynamic, but the actors in here is amazing. Kevin Costner, Sean Connery, Andy Garcia, Patricia Clarkson, Robert motherfucking De Niro, dude. My God, man. And dude, I mean, the movie's great even without De Niro, but De Niro playing Capone, he just eats it up, man. He is having a ball playing this character and being slimy and creepy and just being this really great, deceptive badass, man. He's so good at it, man. In fact, De Niro's really great at evil roles, man. Even something like in Angel Heart, when you play the devil, he's so good at that shit, man. I mean, he doesn't always get the chance to play a bad guy, but when he does, man, does he revel in it. He's so damn good, man. That's why De Niro is one of the best actors of his generation. Actually, what am I talking about? Of any generation. He's just that damn good, man. And Kevin Costner is great here, man, of putting together a team to take down Capone. I just love it. I love the style. I love the clothing. I love the era. It's just a dynamic time in American history. I just adore the concept and the good versus evil aspect, and the idea that no matter what era you lived in, no matter what era that's being depicted, there's always that classic tale, man. And it's always so compelling, especially in a movie like this, man. I mean, David Mamet writing the screenplay, Brian De Palma directing. I mean, that's a dynamic duo right there. And on top of that, the actors and the time frame, it's just a match made in heaven. It's gold, dude. I love The Untouchables. It is amazing and still holds up to this day, dude. I mean, there's many movies about Capone that's been made over the years about taking down Capone and the heroics of that, but a lot of them just can't touch The Untouchables. I don't know, it's something about the acting and the characters and the dialogue and the intrigue and the thrills that is just timeless, and it's classic. And I just think that they do such a great job and have such great chemistry together that you're intrigued by every single interaction that they have and every single battle and action sequence, and the fact that they go toe to toe with Capone and just how De Niro is playing it. It's so iconic, man. And The Untouchables is absolutely amazing. God, they just don't make them like The Untouchables anymore. They really don't. There's a certain old school era of filmmaking back in the day, like the 80s. And even though like the 80s really doesn't seem that long ago, it kind of is, all things considered. And for 87, dude, this was an amazing movie, man. You get this caliber of actors in this piece with this type of story, and you're gonna get gold, man, especially with a director like De Palma, and you absolutely get it, man. I'm so glad that this is getting the 4K upgrade love, just for the fact that it's out there in the ether again and that people get to find it, because unfortunately, I hate to admit it, certain movies kind of get lost to time. Yeah, they're still remembered in certain circles, but they're not as widely loved as sometimes they should be, and The Untouchables is one of them. It'll always be known as a classic, but a new generation definitely has to get into it. And I mean, if there's any movie to get into Capone, damn, The Untouchables is definitely one of them. That's for damn sure, man. God, I love this movie, man. This is one classy piece of filmmaking. And look what's over here, just tucked right in the corner. The DVD of The Boys, Seasons 1 and 2 collection. I mean, it's over in the side area here of the new releases, but it's not right here, right up front and center. You know what I mean? I mean, they don't want to put it up front and center because, you know, they don't want to steal in everybody else's thunder. Apparently so, man. Oh, dude. I am so happy to see this at one of the stores. I love the boys. Love the boys. There's no doubt about that, man. This show is fucking awesome. It is great. And let me tell you something. This is some crazy wild shit. I have never seen anything like this. I never read the graphic novel, comic book stuff that this is based off of. Actually, I didn't even know that it existed, to be fair. So I kind of had seen some of the previews. I was kind of like, I don't know. It kind of looks like a cheap knockoff of other superhero flicks. And so I just decided I was going to pass on it. Then I had some of my coworkers come up to me. They said, dude, have you seen The Boys yet? And I'm like, no, wasn't really all that interested. And they're like, dude, you have to watch this. And I'm like, seriously? They're like, no, dude, it is amazing. You got to get on that crap, like, fast. I'm like, okay, I guess I have to. And, man, like, the opening sequence of the movie with Jack Quaid and his girlfriend, and they're, like, on the sidewalk there, and I'm like, oh, it's kind of a heartfelt little exchange between him and her. And then, boom! Like, she gets mowed down. Not even, like, mowed down. She gets evaporated, okay? By this superhero that's just, like, literally, like, doing, like, sonic speed and shit. And she turns to liquid. And it's, like, all over him. She's all over the fucking sidewalk. Splattered blood all over the fucking place, dude. And he, like, fucking screams bloody murder. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I'm like, what the hell? And it has just been one madcap, crazy, nutty experience from that moment on, and I have dug every single second of it. I truly have, man. It is awesome in every single aspect. The characters, the action, the costumes, making fun of the superhero genre. I mean, they go all in on just making the most ridiculous, over-the-top experience they can possibly give you, and it is astounding. It really is. Lord, man, I have loved so much stuff. Like when they were trying to kill the invisible superhero there, and they stuck a device up his ass. I love that. Or like the baby with the glowing eyes. Oh, shit. Oh, dude, I love all that stuff. It's so wild and stuff that you would never think of in a million years, man. But this show just goes all out and doesn't give a fuck. And I appreciate that so goddamn much, man. There's something liberating about having a show where they know they're doing non-PC stuff. They know that this is not for the little kiddies, man. That they're going out there, it's ultra violent, it's, you know, not giving a fuck with the swear words and sleazy characters and sleazy situations. They're like, oh, we could give a damn. I'm like, that is so awesome. That is so spectacular, dude. God, it is amazing, man. And I think one of my favorites has to be Karl Urban. There's something about the dude that I've always loved. I've loved him in so many movies, so many projects over the years, whether it's the Star Trek stuff, him as Bones, or Dredd. Oh, man, Dredd. He's fucking badass as Dredd, man. He is amazing. Even in, like, a small role in, like, the Chronicles of Riddick or something, he still shines. He's always great in whatever he does, man. And him playing this badass guy going up against the superheroes, I just think it's fucking brilliant, man. And Homelander, fuck, dude, Homelander is epic. He's almost like if Superman went corrupt, and it's so wicked to watch. It really is. Dude, the superpowers here are insane. The characters are just madcap ridiculous, but I love it. They're caricatures of other heroes that you've known from comic books before, but with a slight bent to them, and it's fucking glorious. It really is. And I love the whole idea of, even though they're superheroes, even though they're supposed to be doing good for the public, it's all a scheme. I mean, it's not real. They're just as much scumbags as you and I are. I mean, seriously, they really, truly are. And I just love the idea of, it's not just saving the world, it's the PR behind it, and it's the whole publicity aspect, and, selling toys and games and costumes and the whole like corporate greed aspect to it, which is even awesome. I mean, it's so great. Things that you would have never thought of, like they end up bringing into it, and it makes so much sense. And the world is expanded and makes it even cooler. The idea that, okay, if one dies, well, oh, that sucks, but I guess we gotta replace them. And so suddenly it's like somebody else comes in and it's like, well, I thought we were doing good for the world. I thought it was like all about humanity and making the world a better place. And it's like, better place? Fuck that, man. Better place my ass. And I love that shit. And it's so awesome, dude. It's just so great, man. And yes, there's all the craziness in it, and I love that shit so much, but I also love the great personal dramas here because, yes, you can just go with the wild and crazy, and that's epic, don't get me wrong, but you get to really know the characters and understand them and why they're doing what they're doing and their motivations, and you really get to care about them and understand them. And it's not just the good guys, but the bad guys as well, and what they will do to win. It's not just the aspect of we have to keep our humanity. It's the aspect of what do we have to do to win? What do we have to do to kill these motherfuckers once and for all? And I just love it. And they go down some very sketchy places, some very touchy and moral areas where you're thinking to yourself, yeah, it's fine, you may get the job done, but what are the consequences? And I just love that as well. There's so much to enjoy in this, and it's so fucking glorious, and it's bloody, it's gory, it's comedic, it's violent, it's action-packed, it's everything that you want and so much more. All of those superhero films, and look, I love those superhero flicks. They are really fantastic, really amazing, and they're great cinema, don't get me wrong, but there's something about a hard-edged, hard-R, violent as shit superhero adaptation that just makes you just wish that you could see it on the big screen in all of its glory, man. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the Marvel stuff, I love the DC stuff, but this is like the biggest pleasure in the world. As a comic book lover, as a comic book fan that's always growing up thinking, I wonder if they would have done this, or I wonder if they would have done that. Well, they can't go that far because honestly, they still got to be likable and people got to care about them. Nah, man, the boys, they don't care about that shit. They're going anywhere they goddamn please, and they don't care who the fuck they offend. And I love it, man. I think it's fucking bloody brilliant. I really do, man. And I am looking forward to season 3 in a big bad way, man. I really am. They sort of hint at changes with Carl Urban and a whole bunch of other things, and dude, if it's half as good as seasons 1 and 2, man, count me in. I mean, I have Amazon Prime. I'm able to watch it on streaming. I'm damn glad that I'm able to. But if you have never seen it before, God, you got to get up on this. And this is why I'm so glad that it got a physical media copy, because, not like you can't catch it on streaming one way or another. You probably could pay for it, yes, but you'll have to. But I thought it was only going to be stuck in streaming hell for the longest time, right? You're only going to get it through streaming, and that's the only avenue you're ever going to be able to purchase it from. But the fact that it's now got a physical, official copy out there for people to enjoy means that you're not going to be beholden to the streaming lures. You're actually going to have a chance to hold a physical copy in your hand and enjoy it for yourself and actually own it. And that is what's glorious, man. That truly is awesome. Man, there is nothing like The Boys out there. As much as I love superhero films and superhero series, and Disney Plus is doing a great job, dude, they don't got nothing on The Boys, man. They really don't. This is bloody fucking amazing. And let's hope that it goes on for a very long time, because that would make me a very happy boy. Oh, we ain't done yet, because we've got little quotable slipcover love. Oh, yes, we do, baby. Nice. The quotes are back. Indeed, they are. And actually, it's been quite a while since we've seen these, haven't we? It's kind of nice to have them back. Man, I kind of missed them. I really did. I mean, we've got a lot to show off. Not bad. I mean, we have a little bit of Jurassic World love, the 5-movie collection for $50. Welcome to Jurassic Park. And honestly, you don't need this set. You really don't, man. I mean, the new movie is literally right around the corner. It's coming out. And you know there's going to be another collection set that they're going to do. You know they're going to do that shit, man. Unless you absolutely hate Dominion and don't want it in your collection, then yeah, have at it. But I'd wait. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of collection sets, yes, we can't have one unless we have more Fast and Furious love, huh? Yeah, sure, whatever. I live my life a quarter mile at a time. You don't say. Yeah, that's a bunch of bullshit. I mean, $80 for 9 movies, but again, just like the Jurassic World movie collection, you don't really need it because, hello, the series isn't done yet. There's like, what, 2 more movies to come out? Like, there's 10, which literally is like part 1 and part 2. So you know they are going to do another collection set down the road. So this is literally useless for $80. I mean, unless you don't care about the other movies in the series and just care about the 9 movies, which, by the way, if you were going to get any collection set, get the 7-movie collection set, okay? Go back a few movies, all right? Because, seriously, it should have ended at number 7. It was the perfect ending, and they had to continue it because, you know, Vin has to continue paying for the wax bills on his bald head. So, of course, they ain't cheap, folks. Indeed, they're not. I mean, they also have the Dark Knight Trilogy Special Edition as a symbol. I can be incorruptible. I can be everlasting. Indeed, you can, Bruce. I got to admit, man, that I do really like the Dark Knight Trilogy. I don't love the Dark Knight Trilogy. Actually, I think what makes this trilogy is actually the villains. I thought they did a great job with Scarecrow. I think the Joker, Heath's version, is fucking brilliant, man. And yeah, Bane had its problems, but I think they did a pretty solid job with Bane, all things considered. I mean, compared to the Joel Schumacher version, shit, that's brilliant. I mean, come on, man. I think that Christian Bale is a little bland in the role, especially as Bruce Wayne. But I think it's the villains that lift up the actual character and lift up the actual trilogy itself. I mean, the action is dynamic, so there is that. But I think if it wasn't for as good as the villains are in this, I don't think it would be half as memorable. I know that's a hot take. You guys are going to really beat the shit out of me for that one, but I gotta say it, you know what I mean? But for $20, though, that's actually not a bad deal. That's actually pretty good, as is Batman, the 4-film collection. I'm Batman. Boy, if there was ever a quote, huh? Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin. The Blu-ray for $9.99. Now, that is a pretty goddamn good deal, all things considered, man. I actually really like the artwork with the bat symbol. Very iconic, very Batman. You know what I'm saying, dude? But the 4-film collection set, it's not bad. I mean, the price is really great. But is it really worth it for all the movies? I mean, Batman is phenomenal. Michael Keaton fucking kills it. Jack Nicholson as a Joker is awesome. Tim Burton, excellent choice to direct Batman, right? Batman Returns is much more darker, much more quirkier, much more Tim Burton. But damn, did I think that Danny DeVito killed it as Penguin, and Michelle Pfeiffer, to me, is the quintessential Catwoman. There's like literally no doubt in my mind about that, man. Those 2 movies to me are awesome. I love them. And then Batman Forever, I actually really do love Batman Forever, but I do recognize its faults, and it does have a decent amount of faults to it. I mean, Two-Face isn't as good as it could be. The Riddler, even though Carrie kills it in the role, it sometimes is a little too cheeseball for its own good. Val isn't the most charming Bruce Wayne or Batman to save the world, and, well, neither is Nicole Kidman either. I mean, as the love interest, basically all she wants to do is basically, you know, want that Bat D. That's all she really wants, if you really think about it. Go back and watch that movie, man. She's just really horny for Batman. I mean, that's basically her character in a nutshell, dude. And she's like a psychiatrist or a psychologist or something, but honestly, who gives a shit about that? Her main goal in the movie is literally to have sex with Batman. She doesn't even care about Bruce Wayne. She's like, yeah, do you know Batman? And he's like, yeah, oh, that leather. Seriously, that is all the goddamn motivating factor she has, man. Oh, my God. Man, you gotta love the 90s. Seriously, you do. But I kind of have a soft spot for that movie, all things considered. I mean, it is fun and entertaining. Robin is pretty cool in it, and come on, the soundtrack. I mean, Kiss from a Rose, that shit was iconic back in the day, man. That was my jam, dude. So seriously, I'm always gonna have a soft spot for Batman Forever, but Batman and Robin, ooh, I don't know, man. I mean, looking back on it, is it as bad as everybody says it is? I don't know if it really is like the worst goddamn thing in the world, but honestly, as far as comic book movies go, yeah, it ain't that hot either. Ooh, I mean, damn, they paid Arnold all that fucking money. I mean, hey, the dude ran away with the check, but shit, I don't think they got their money's worth either. I mean, Uma Thurman could have been way better. Man, don't even get me started with Bane. Oh, fucking hell, dude. I mean, literally, if you look at Batman Forever, it's a step down, in my opinion, from Batman and Batman Returns, but Batman and Robin, I mean, the ass shots, the bat nipples, even Batgirl. Alicia Silverstone, I love you, don't get me wrong, but man, they did you dirty in this film. Whew. Actually, what am I talking about? They did everybody dirty. I actually do like Clooney. I think he's got a lot of charm to him. I just think he was saddled with a really shitty Batman film. And actually, crazy enough, he actually goes around constantly apologizing for that movie. Bro, yeah, it's nice that you apologize, don't get me wrong, but you're not the one that has to apologize. It's nice that you do, but there's a lot more things that are worse in that film than you, buddy. Just saying. You ain't that hot, but you ain't that terrible either, so, you know, somewhat of a silver lining. Sure, why the hell not, man? Why the hell not? Still, for $9.99, not a bad deal, man. Not a bad deal, all things considered, as is a little Lethal Weapon love. The 4 film favorites for $9.99. Gunfights, explosion sharks, the usual. And I gotta admit, man, that is not an iconic line in the Lethal Weapon series. I mean, there is a lot of great, iconic lines in that series that you can easily quote. That is not one of them. I mean, come on, the best one? Getting too old for this shit? I mean, all things considered, they can't really put that on a slipcover at Target. I get it, okay? But that would be pretty cool if they did, though, right? Yeah? Huh? Yeah, you know what I'm saying, man. You definitely do, dude. I gotta admit, though, I do love all of the Lethal Weapon films to a certain extent or another. I mean, none of them are bad, actually. I mean, if you look at this, you know Batman and Robin is bad, right? You know that. At least with this, all of them are pretty solid, actually. Very well done. I mean, my favorite... I mean, the first Lethal Weapon is a classic, but I really love the second one, man. The second one just ups the ante in the best way possible. I love that flick, man. Lethal Weapon 3 is a little bit of a step down, but I still think it's a really solid movie, man. The bad guy is not as effective, but it's still pretty good, all things considered. 4... I don't hate 4, but 4 is really stretching it, dude. I mean, basically, Riggs and Murtaugh are battling Jet Li, right? And come on, that ending, man, where they're fighting Jet Li, dude, they should be fucking dead. They should be in the goddamn morgue, dude. And somehow these two old dudes are literally giving Jet Li a run for their money. Man, there's something fucked up about that. There really honestly is, dude. And I just don't buy it, man. I mean, I've always enjoyed Mel Gibson here. I've always enjoyed Danny Glover. I love the camaraderie between the two and the great comedic timing that they've had with one another, which is solid. I just love Danny Glover being the grumpy one and Mel Gibson being the one to give him shit about it. I've always loved that, dude. And that sort of great dynamic that they had really made for a great buddy cop flick. And the series really benefited from their really great connection with one another. I think it was solid, man. And not only were they solid, but everybody else that joined them. Rene Russo was really great as Mel Gibson's love interest. I thought Joe Pesci killed it in these films, man. He's fucking hilarious here, man. I love his, like, oh, okay, I got it. Okay, I mean, come on, guys. I love him in these movies, man. He's so great. He's really fantastic, man. He's awesome here. The action was really fantastic. I give Richard Donner a lot of credit because he really made these movies entertaining. He knew the connection between the two. He knew how to bring the great dynamic scenes with the two of them, how to really shoot the action and bring the comedic elements, and I think it worked. I think it really honestly did. That's why the series is as timeless as it is. I mean, yes, because of Danny Glover and Mel Gibson, sure, but because of Richard Donner. He really brought it all together in the best way possible. And that's why I kind of don't want another one. I heard the official announcement that Mel Gibson and Danny Glover are coming back. Mel's going to direct it, and they're going to do Lethal Weapon 5. Now, look, man. As I said, I've loved the series, and it's been really great them sort of growing old together and that relationship and friendship that has really flourished and the bond between them. But you want to know what, man? In a fifth film, they really will be too old for that shit. I mean, my God, man, what are they going to do? I mean, are they going to solve a murder at the old folks' home? Like, what the fuck, man? Like, seriously. I just don't get it. I'm like, sometimes you just gotta let a franchise go, man. You did your best. You had 4 solid films overall. Pass the torch down. I don't know, give it to Chris Rock or whoever, man. And just let them continue the goddamn thing. But, to do another one, man, I don't know. Like, they're too old. Pesci's too old. Ray Russo's too old. I really don't think Chris Rock gives a shit. I mean, just let Sleeping Dogs lie, please. For God's sakes, man. Richard Donner is dead. He did a fantastic job with these movies. Just let it go, please. I just can't wait to see the movie, man. I mean, they're going to be battling the company of Geritol. They screwed over the customers, and now they're going to screw them. I can't wait. Ready, player one. Yeah, baby. First to the key. First to the egg, yeah. I love this movie, man. This is a solid flick. Much better than actually it had any right to be. And I heard a rumor, actually, that they're thinking about doing a sequel. Dude, leave it alone, man. The first film here is perfect. I mean, if Spielberg comes back, maybe, but sometimes when Spielberg comes back to a sequel, it's not as good as the first one. Like The Lost World. Still good, just not as good as it could have been. Put it that way, man. Still really solid. I love the whole idea of being in the virtual world and living your life virtually instead of realistically. I mean, shit, we're almost there anyway, so damn, that's actually not fiction. It's actually fact. Man, that's one scary-ass thought. That truly is, man. Great flick, though. Really, really solid, man. It looks amazing in 4K, by the way. But when you go from one future, then you gotta go to the next in Mad Max Fury Road. Oh, what a day. What a lovely day. An action masterpiece. Yeah, it actually kind of is, man. I saw this in the movie theater, and I remember going with the guys and thinking to myself, dude, it's the 4th Mad Max movie. I mean, it's probably gonna be okay, but how good is it really gonna fucking be, right? Damn, was I proven wrong, man. God damn, it was glorious. It absolutely was. Like a fucking religious experience. I mean, seriously, it was amazing, man. I couldn't believe what George Miller did with this, man. He fucking rocked it, man. Charlize Theron is awesome here. Tom Hardy is great. Morton Joe is one hell of a bad guy, dude. Damn, this is one hell of a movie. I mean, I heard they may do another Mad Max movie, but why, dude? You're never gonna top this. Why? Just leave it, man. You dropped the mic. You really did. Man, just walk away, bro. Seriously. You did your due diligence. This thing is fucking badass and will live a lifetime because it's just that damn good, man. It really is, dude. Amazing. As is Beetlejuice. It's showtime. Oh, yeah, man. Michael Keaton. Dude, I used to love Beetlejuice. I watched the cartoon religiously. I watched the movie religiously. I loved this character and all the wacky hijinks. And dude, Michael Keaton was the best fit for this movie. He really was. The type of energy that he had back in the day, to put that into this type of movie, almost taking an animated character and making a live action and making it work. That's not easy to do. They've tried doing that before. Think of something like The Cat in the Hat, right? You think Mike Myers is the Cat in the Hat. That could be kind of cool. But the translation, yeah, wasn't so hot, man. Sometimes it doesn't work out, but in Beetlejuice's case, Michael Keaton, man, he fit it to a T. Give Tim Burton a lot of credit. He was fucking masterful, man. I love Winona Ryder here with the goth look that Oh man, she was so great. She was awesome, dude. They just don't make them like Beetlejuice anymore, and I don't want a remake. I don't want a sequel. It's just perfect the way it is, man. Clearly, fucking amazing. Speaking of perfection, Goonies, baby. Hey, you guys. Oh, this is one of the best adventure movies of all time. It really is. It is a great, perfect movie that not only kids can enjoy, but also parents can enjoy. It's just one of those films that the whole family can just sit down and everyone can get something out of it. It's just that amazing. And the actors in here, I mean, for back in the day, Corey Feldman, Josh Brolin, Sean Astin. I mean, my God, man. And so many other great actors in this piece. I love this. Joe Pantoliano, man. The Fratellis. They were great bad guys. Oh, I love this shit. And Sloth. Oh, my God. Sloth was great. Oh, dude, he was like one of the best characters ever in movie history. He honestly was, dude. I wanted to be his friend. Like, I always wanted them to do like a TV series or another movie, like a spin-off, where like Sloth and Chunk, like years later, they own like a pizza place or something, and they're just like buddy in an apartment together. Oh my God, man, I still would have watched the shit out of that. It would have been amazing, dude. But I love the pirate ship stuff. I love the adventure aspects, the thrills, the dangers, the mystery. I mean, they literally took a kiddie premise and really made it accessible for everybody. That's not an easy thing to do. But again, man, Richard Donner, dude, he fucking pulled it off, man. He's fucking that good, dude. And with Steven Spielberg by your side, you can definitely make a lot of magic happen, and he definitely did, man. Not half bad on that, as well as the classic above them all, The Wizard of Oz. There's no place like home. Oh, indeed, there isn't. And The Wizard of Oz is a classic for a reason, man. It's the colors, it's the characters, it's the music, it's everything that just made this the encapsulating classic that it really is and will always be. And this is my mother's favorite movie of all time, no lie. She has seen so many movies in her life, she loves so many films, but this is the one that she comes back to constantly. This is the one that made her fall in love with movies, was The Wizard of Oz, man. She loves Dorothy and the Munchkins and the Emerald City and the Wicked Witch, and she is somebody that really found her love of movies and the magic of movies through The Wizard of Oz, and she passed it down to me, and I love it just as equally. And I'm gonna do the same thing for my kids. I'm gonna show them The Wizard of Oz at a young age and really have them be engrossed in the story and the characters and love the iconic dialogue and the Cowardly Lion and the Scarecrow without a brain and the Tin Man without a heart. Oh man, the balloon ride and the whole tornado. I mean, everything is so iconic in this film. And you know, nobody sets out to make a bad film, but then again, nobody ever sets out to make a classic. You make a movie, you do your best with it, you never know how it's going to land. And The Wizard of Oz is a really great example of lightning striking at just the right perfect moment in time. And it all just worked out so well for everybody involved, man. And there's a reason why it's as iconic as it is. Judy Garland, who plays Dorothy, is pitch perfect. The singing is absolutely incredible. And for me, there's been a lot of movies that have tried to ape off the success of The Wizard of Oz, try to recreate magic, and they just haven't done it. Some I've liked more than others. Like, I like The Return to Oz. I think that's actually a really dark movie, man. It comes nowhere close to this film, but it's a really great, dark, twisted tale. But then again, I'm not a real big fan of Oz the Great and Powerful, so there is moments where the Oz story works outside of this film and other points where it kind of fails. I know they're going to do a Wicked movie. They've been talking about that for years. I'm interested to see it, But is it going to capture the same type of magical wonder that Wizard of Oz can? Yeah, I highly doubt it, man. There just ain't no way that's happening. And among all the slipcover goodness, I'm noticing that there's a little bit of 4K love on the bottom here. And it was actually kind of intriguing because I was looking at Tenet, the 4K of that, and that is still $30. And that shocks the shit out of me. I mean, for a movie that's been out for quite a while, for it to still be $30 is kind of shocking. I mean, the movie ain't that hot. I mean, would you really pay $30 now for Tenet on 4K? That'd probably be a hard pass, man. I mean, when 1917 is $15, that seems kind of unreasonable to me. But you know what doesn't seem unreasonable? This, the 4K Blu-ray digital of Apocalypse Now for $15. Holy shit, man, that is amazing. God damn, dude, that is a fucking steal. I mean, seriously, that is a major, major steal, man. Wow, I've seen it be really high in price when it first came out, and now I've seen it for like $20, but 15 is the best I've ever seen it, man. This is amazing. If you have never seen Apocalypse Now, man, what are you doing with your life? This is one of the essential movies of all time to watch. Literally one of the best war movies of all time. Man, and the performances are amazing. I love Martin Sheen in here. He is absolutely fantastic. Marlon Brando kills in this role. Colonel Kurtz is fucking iconic, dude. This is a great journey into madness. I love the movie, and even the making of the film is even wilder than the movie itself. Dude, you just don't make these type of movies this way anymore. It is absolutely phenomenal in every shape and fashion. Dude, Francis Ford Coppola, man, is fucking rock star, man. Amazing. 4K for $15 for Apocalypse Now. That is pretty goddamn solid. Oh, screw Tenet, man. Just get Apocalypse Now. The hell, man. That's freaking amazing. Dude, that's fantastic. As is the Slippy Love as well. Some of the new release goodness, like good old The Boys as well. And a little bit of extra stuff too to dive into as well. Why the hell not? Of course. Hey, it's Target. They definitely do their due diligence in a big bad way. You know what I'm saying? They definitely do. All right, let's head out. Whoever says there's no physical media love this week, just come to Target. They'll prove you wrong, baby. Indeed they will, man, in a big bad way, and I'm damn glad for it, man. I mean, you've got some 4K sale love, you've got iconic quotable slipcovers, you've got new release goodness, you've got television box sets. My God, man, they did pretty damn good for a slightly lesser physical media week. They're definitely rocking it. Oh, they are indeed. And that makes me a very happy physical media boy. And I know it does for you as well. Not bad at all, man. You know, sometimes I think, there's not much to show off. And Target proves me wrong. And hey, I'm damn glad for it. You know what I'm saying? Damn glad indeed, man. Always well worthy to come into good old Target. And I always appreciate it. Not so bad this week. Not so bad after all. But how about we head out of here because we've been here long enough. Let's go to the next location. Hopefully more physical media love to come. All right, everybody. We are at our third location, the second Walmart. I'm going to go and check out if there's any interesting indie titles we're showing off. If there is, I'll bring it back to Film Fan 108H2 and show it to each and every one of you. But before I do that, I gotta talk about a trailer with you guys, and there has been a lot of great representation for many types of diverse groups out there, and why not have some great representation with the LGBTQ plus community with a little bit of romantic comedy goodness like Bros. Yes! A new comedy hitting theaters very, very soon, and I have to admit, I was actually kind of nervous pressing play on this trailer because when you think of gay rom-coms, right, they end up being very predictable, right? Kind of mundane, the same tropes over and over and over again. And at a certain point, you're like, oh, God, will Hollywood ever get it right? And I'm here to say, thankfully, at least the trailer is proving me wrong. And I greatly, greatly appreciate that, man. I mean, basically, it's about this guy who is having issues finding love and friendship, a real lasting relationship within the gay community, and all the complications and hilarity that stems from that. And I gotta admit, I really love the trailer. I think it's really fun. I think it's incredibly entertaining. I like the quirky characters, and I like the idea that they're not pulling any punches within the gay, lesbian, bisexual, trans community. It's not like they're sitting here and doing the same tropes over and over and over again. They're not doing it. It seems like they're taking, obviously, a very hilarious bend to it, but they're doing it in a way that's basically saying, oh yeah, all of these sort of stereotypes that everybody gives, yeah, that's all bullshit. There's actually a lot more complexity to us than you might think, and yet at the same time, sometimes we live up to the stereotypes as well, and all of the dilemmas and the craziness that goes along with it. And I like that, man. I like when people are able to not only be heartfelt, but make fun of themselves. And the idea that, look, the world is a very serious place, right? And gay and lesbian and bisexual and trans people have had a lot of difficulties over many decades finding equal rights and equal representation. And it has been a tough struggle. It has been a road for them. But at the same time, I appreciate the fact that a movie like this can exist, but also take the piss out of the culture as well and not always take itself so seriously. There's moments when you have to. There's moments where there's really great movies where you really have to show the power of that. Something like Milk. But at times, sometimes, you know, hey, it's nice to have a little fun and, you know, poke yourself at the same time. You know what I'm saying? It really does, man. It looks like likable characters. It looks like likable situations. And the fact that they're not shying away from the taboo stuff as well, which is something I also really appreciate too, man. I like that. I appreciate that, man. And I don't care whether it's a romantic comedy with a guy going after a girl, or whether it's two guys who are struggling in a relationship and the funny aspects that go along with it. I don't care about that, man. As long as it's a good movie, that's all I really care about. That's all I really want out of a movie. For it to be entertaining, for me to care about the characters, and for me to feel like my time was worth it. And I don't care if it's gay people, lesbian people, bi, trans, straight, who cares? A great story is a great story regardless of who's in it and what sexual orientation they like. I don't give a shit about that, man. I just want a good movie at the end of the day. And this looks like a good movie, and I gotta give a lot of credit to the actors here, and I like the idea of the same director who did Forgetting Sarah Marshall, which, by the way, I think Forgetting Sarah Marshall is funny as hell, man. I love that movie. That's a great romantic comedy. So the fact that this guy knows how to make a really solid romantic comedy film, he knows how to make likable characters, funny situations, and bring that to a gay rom-com, I actually think he's gonna pull it off. I really do. There's not many that are really successful that sort of break through the ether, but I think this one might do it, man. It seems like everybody is really on board. They're playing it very funny. They're having a ball with the stuff. I dig that at the end of the day. I really honestly do. So for me, I'm not gonna lie, I'm on board with this. I really am on board with this, and I think it could be kind of cool and fun and entertaining, and so I'm gonna give it a go, man. All things considered, I really honestly am. It looks really great, and for me, look, I have been a movie lover for a really long time, okay? I have seen it all. And at a certain point, you want something refreshing. You want something new. You want something to engage you in a great, entertaining way. And this looks like something that can really be something that's out of the norm of your everyday romantic comedy, but at the same time, do the familiar aspects of a rom-com that really makes you feel good. It looks great to me. It honestly really does, and I'm on board. I don't know whether you guys are, but I'm definitely willing to give it a chance regardless. Definitely let me know what you guys think about that. In the meantime, hey, there is physical media out there in the ether, but what about the indie love? Can't say the second Walmart has always provided it. However, you never know until you go in. So how about we go in and see if there's any indie love worth diving into. All right, everybody. We are in at the good old second Walmart. Now, last week we finally broke the curse. We had physical media indie oddities. And I was damn glad for it. Before that, we had struck out 3 times. So are we back on a lucky streak, or are we back in Dumpsville, back in the strike zone again? Thankfully, it hasn't been half bad for physical media this week, and the second Walmart is delivering yet again. Oh, yes, baby, which means more physical media bizarreness, which makes me a very happy weirdo boy. Oh, it always does, man. You know I love the indie oddities, the indie weirdness, so you know where we're going. We're going back to Film Fan 108 HQ, where you sat. Yes, you get to show off all the physical media oddities. Come on, get ready. Look at you, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Oh, I know. I clean up well.
Well, that one's up for debate.
Wait a minute. What did you just say?
Nothing. I didn't say anything at all. Speaking of which, why are you dressed up like that?
Well, to be honest, with the 4K of Untouchables coming out, I figured might as well get into the mob mentality. And to celebrate even further, I did something that I've never done before. I made booze.
Really? You actually made booze? Is it any good?
You want to know what? Not half bad. Oh, not bad at all, man. Woo! Yowzers, baby. It's got a little bit of a kick to it, man. But not too shabby for my first time, dare I say. However, there is a little bit of a downslide, just a teeny tiny bit. I ended up actually washing my underwear in the same tub. I mean, I had to wash them. I mean, it was laundry day. So, as long as you don't mind just a wee bit of an aftertaste of the Hershey stains, I think I did a pretty damn good job.
Ugh. Oh no. I mean, it is free though, and beggars can't be choosers, so I really hate to say this, but can I have some?
Oh, what did you say? Oh, you wanted some of this fine liquor? How about, no? How about that? Make your own, damn it.
Cheapskate.
Wait a minute. Excuse me? What did you say to me?
Nothing. Didn't say anything.
Hey, I'm gonna count to 10 to get your ugly, yellow, no good keister off of my property before I pump your guts full of lead. 1, 2, 10. Take that, you filthy animal. I got you, didn't I? I know I did. You worked in Home Alone.
Right. You know what? How about you actually just show off the physical media, right? I don't think you can screw that up. And as long as you keep your underwear away from it, I think it'll be okay. At least I hope.
I understand. I get it. You didn't want to admit that you were afraid of me and my inflatable Tommy gun. Or the fact that you know that you'll never make liquor as good as me. Hershey stains and all. I know. I get it. Some people are just cut out for the gangster life, and you're not one of them. It happens to be that way. No shame in admitting it. I understand. You can walk away pretending that you think you're better, but in the end, we know who's the better, baby. We indeed do. Inflatable gun and Hershey stains and all, baby. Oh, indeed we are. You know what? Back in the day, Prohibition era, I think Al Capone would have definitely hired my ass. Oh, I think he would, baby. Either that or Johnny Dangerously. Actually, you want to know what? I'd love to be working for Johnny Dangerously, because that is one cool ass kid. Oh, indeed it is. But I don't want to be stuck back in the day with those guys, because the one thing that I love so much is not back in that era, and that is physical media goodness. I would really miss my movies, the DVDs, the Blu-rays, the 4Ks. I would miss them insanely. I can't be away from these forever. I'd lose my frickin' mind, man. No doubt. So yes, even though sometimes it's cheesy, even though it's sometimes ridiculous and downright ugly, I guess I do appreciate the Walmart love from time to time because even that is well worth the journey. Is it better than Hershey stain flavored Prohibition era liquor? That's a hard one to answer. Ah, yes. The indie love is back to bring us joy or bring us pain. Not quite sure which one I'm in for, but, well, I'm ready to dive in regardless. Let's do it, guys. But the first thing I'm seeing is Panama, bam, 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 Panama, bam, 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 Panama, oh, 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 oh. Oh, it's not the same as the song, huh? Shit. With Mel Gibson and Cole Hauser, look at that. The old that doesn't know when to let go, and Cole Hauser, which, well, no one really even cares about. Hey, great. Just what I'm looking forward to. Oh, great. Oh, man. What is this about? Mel Gibson and Cole Hauser star in this edge-of-your-seat action thriller set during the political upheaval of 1989 Panama. With the U.S. on the brink of invading Panama, a former Marine is hired by a CIA operative for a top-secret arms trade mission. Alone and among the most dangerous arms dealers, he learns the true nature of political power. Oh, I bet you do. With a gun, no less. Looking all badass. However, might be better to lay off the hamburgers and, pick up a weight every now and again. You might look good with the gun, but, well, yeah. Well, you're not Chris Hemsworth, put it that way, man. Well, that's for damn sure. God damn, dude. But I'm sure you can still be intimidating regardless. Right. Oh, man. Look, I'm not gonna lie, dude. These type of movies come out every single year. Oh, they're going undercover and, trying to take down this arms dealer and all this arms trade stuff. We've seen it a time or two, haven't we? There's been a lot of movies like that. Not that this movie can't be exciting, but it's not like it's going to be the most thrilling thing you've ever seen either. Might be interesting, just the idea of a true story, but yeah, with Mel Gibson and Cole Hauser, I'm not quite sure, man. I mean, think about it like this, right? And I've talked about Mel Gibson before, but Mel is in the twilight of his career, right? I mean, he really honestly is. And like a lot of actors of his ilk, whether we're talking about Bruce Willis or whether we're saying Liam Neeson nowadays or a lot of other actors out there, older ones, they take a paycheck for paycheck's sake. It's like a lot of those old actors from back in the day, right? Like Bela Lugosi or even Vincent Price. Now, I know you're thinking to yourself, like, those guys are like class acts. They would have never done something that Mel Gibson does. And I'm like, are you sure about that? Because a lot of times they traded off of their name power, right? They did big movies from back in the day, and then later on they were like, you know what? I really need the money. And some dude called Ed Wood is hiring me for this project, likes me, thinks I'm still a star. Why not take the paycheck and, say a few lines and run out the door? That's pretty much where Mel Gibson is at this point, and a lot of older actors are too. Not saying that it's easy being an actor out there, because it's not, but as an older actor, it tends to be a little bit tougher to get the projects that you want. And honestly, after a certain age, Hollywood tends to throw your ass out the door. Whether you're Mel Gibson or not, it tends to be true. And as far as Cole Hauser is concerned, look, I actually don't mind Cole Hauser at times. I loved him in Pitch Black. I thought he was fucking phenomenal in Pitch Black, man. Then again, like that's one of the only high-profile films he ever did. But then again, I do kind of really like him as the bad guy in Too Fast, Too Furious. I know it's not a good movie, guys. Not even by a long shot. It really isn't, man. It's one of the lower tiers of the franchise, but I tend to like Cole Hauser as this smarmy, smart-ass evil villain. I don't know, something about it was kind of cool. This sort of rich prick. I liked him in that role, man, but that's about it. I haven't really liked him in anything else. He doesn't come across as very memorable. He just kind of comes across as sort of your standard average sort of put him in a role and he'll do fine, but he's not going to light the world on fire type of actor. So you have Mel Gibson here that's really in the twilight of his career, not really trying as much as he used to, and Cole Hauser, which doesn't even light the world on fire and, well, is more average-ish mundane than anything else. Put the two together and it's a winning combo, right? I don't know, man. Like I said, I'd like a good action thriller if the action is done well, if the thrills are really well done, if I care about the characters and the situation. It's interesting. I like the idea of 1989, the invasion of Panama, the arms deals. I like that idea. It makes for a great mixture of action spectacle, possibly. But this is a low budget indie flick, man. You gotta know what you're going into. And if you're expecting big budget, explosive extravaganza action, dude, man, what the fuck are you smoking? Seriously, man. What the hell are you toking on, bro? Because that is not gonna happen here. Maybe there's a cool gunfight here or two. Maybe there's a good looking babe from time to time. But as far as both of these actors are concerned, there's better movies out there. And Panama probably doesn't cut the cheese. I mean, hell, if you're not even going to use the David Lee Roth Panama song, what's really the point? Sometimes it's best to keep your ass grounded in row 19, evil at 30,000 feet. Whoa, yes. And all the evil wickedness that comes from the Mile High Club. Oh, shit, I hope not. Damn, man, I ain't never flying again. Holy shit. What is this about, man? When several flight passengers suddenly suffer gruesome, unexplained deaths, a young doctor on board begins to suspect that the shadowy, terrifying force behind her own worst childhood nightmare may be back for blood. Oh, is it indeed? Oh, and they're back for vengeance, and they want not just one pint, they want it all, baby. Oh, shit. You know what, man? I do like airline horror. There is something about it that is very freaky and terrifying because technically you are up in the air, thousands and thousands of feet up. On top of that, there's nowhere to go, man. I mean, seriously, you're trapped in this metal tube and hope to God that the pilots know what they're doing. Hope to God that there's nothing freaky that happens because, man, if it does, you just gotta put your head between your legs and kiss your ass goodbye. I mean, seriously, it is genuinely horrifying in a lot of ways, man. And by the way, there happens to be some really great airplane horror flicks out there. I mean, Turbulence is really great. Of course, I gotta say Final Destination, Red Eye, that sequence in Twilight Zone the movie with John Lithgow. Holy shit, man. That is one of the most terrifying things I have ever seen in my life. Oh my god, man. It literally does not make me want to open up like the window at all, dude. I'm just like, oh, praise Jesus, praise Jesus, praise Jesus, praise Jesus. We ended up going down safely. Please, please, please. There's nothing on the wing of the plane. There's nothing on the wing of the plane. There's nothing on the wing of the plane. There's no weird creature. There's no weird creature. Please, praise Jesus, praise Jesus, praise Jesus. And the person next to me is like, wait a minute, aren't you Jewish? Yeah, shut the fuck up. Like, fuck that shit. I'm doing whatever I can, praying to whoever God for me to get the fuck down on land safely, bitch. Oh, man, dude. And sometimes there is some more funner ones out there, like Snakes on a Plane. Yeah, I mean, it is kind of horrific. Snakes in this trapped area attacking you, yeah, but it's more played kitschy. But come on, you gotta love Samuel Jackson in that, man. These motherfucking snakes off this motherfucking plane. If that ain't an iconic line, I don't know what is, dude. I love that shit, man. And actually, as recent as not too long ago on Netflix, Blood Red Sky. Blood Red Sky is actually really good, man. I like that. It's sort of a vampire tale on an airplane, and dude, fucking awesome. I really love that flick, man. It's actually pretty cool. So there is a lot of really great airplane horror out there, and I guess perhaps maybe add this one to the list. You know what it kind of reminds me of, actually? It kind of reminds me of, like, Drop Dead Fred. Only horror and on an airplane. That's about it, right? Because it's like her worst childhood nightmare that's coming back, going against her. So it's like, great. You know, Drop Dead Fred traumatized me, but why not we put it into a horror flick? And on a place that I can't get out of. More nightmare fuel, can't wait. Oh man, dude. I mean, it could be cool, some good nightmarish imagery, some creepy atmosphere, and perhaps maybe a good kill or two. That's all I'm really hoping for with this movie, guys. I mean, not that it could be a bad film, but I don't think it's going to really equal the other great airplane horror flicks out there. Why? Because, well, first of all, they're just that damn good, and secondly, it's hard to do airplane horror. It really honestly is, man. I mean, there is great creative kills out there that you can do on an airplane, but most of it has already been done and been done really well. I'm just hoping for a really great little horror thriller yarn here. Nothing that really reinvents the wheel, but something that's effective. And if it is that, then maybe it would be worth my time. Maybe. Hard to pull off, but maybe Row 19 could definitely be the exception. And if it ends up actually making me not want to go on a flight and join the Mile High Club, then that'd be even more worth it. Actually, to be honest with you guys, that has been a bucket list of mine for a really, really long time. Not that it's happening anytime soon, and not that my girlfriend will ever let me, but I can always hope, right? You were blown away by the extraordinary visuals in Jurassic Park. We blew you back into the world of extraordinary dinosaur action and adventure in Jurassic World, and now the penultimate adventure is back to thrill yet again in Dinosaur World. Dun dun dun! Chris Pratt is back for more. Oh, wait a minute. Chris Pratt isn't back in this? Jeff Goldblum? Sam Neill? Laura Dern? Bryce Dallas Howard? The little kid from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom? Bueller? Nobody? Ah, shit. Ah, fuck, man. Oh, well, great. Another step down in the dinosaur evolution. I can't wait. The challenge has begun. More like my patience. Oh, fuck. Oh, good God, man. Look at this piece of wonderful movie cheese. Right. Oh, man. And oh, my God. Shao put this out? What the fuck? My God, man. I thought this was something from a fucking asylum. Oh, Lord, man. God damn, dude. If Asylum ain't putting out this kind of shit, man, Shout is now doing the same goddamn thing. Oh, man, I'm getting bombarded by all sides, bitch. Oh, son of a bitch, man. A deadly game, a life-changing prize, when a group of contestants come together to take part in a competition held in a virtual reality realm ruled by dinosaurs. Wait a minute, come on, man. Seriously? I mean, I know we're all, like, getting more stupid as a society. I get it, we're becoming more dumber. But, seriously, I mean, I understand it's probably a life-changing prize. I get it, it's probably a lot of money, but dude, you're in a virtual reality with dinosaurs. And I know what you're thinking, well, it's not this virtual reality. We can't get killed. Oh, really? Did you end up signing that piece of paper that ended up saying that none of your family members can sue the corporation just in case tragedy ends up striking and you end up actually getting killed by the dinosaur? Well, yeah, I did. You stupid son of a bitch. Oh, man. Man, just get a job at fucking McDonald's. I know. Dude, those fucking milkshakes are deadly. God knows what the fuck is in those goddamn things, but it's better than getting eaten by a fucking dinosaur. Man, do anything. Fucking dance on the street, become a hooker. I don't care what the fuck you do, man. Just do something better than this shit, will ya? Man, I'd like to think that we're smarter than this, but dude... Man, I'm giving humanity too much fucking credit. I really am, dude. God damn it, man. What else is in this wonderful synopsis? Shifting alliances and jockeying for victory become secondary to the ultimate goal to survive at all costs. Yeah, no shit. Oh man. Welcome to Dinosaur World, an eye-popping place where anything can happen and the life and death stakes are all too real. Yeah. Boy, I could have figured that one out already. And man, you don't even need half a brain for that shit. Oh, Lord. God damn, dude. Yet another one of these motherfucking terrible straight to DVD dinosaur movies. Son of a bitch, man. They keep popping up every fucking week, I'm telling you. My God, man. I mean, I don't know, dude. I mean, it's almost like that scene in Jurassic Park where like they have like the shaving cream can and there's all types of like, embryos and shit for like, future dinosaurs. It's almost like somebody is carrying around a shaving cream that has like hidden embryos of terrible dinosaur movies that are just waiting to come out. And I'm like, God damn, man, can I just find that fucking can and drown it already? Son of a bitch. I'm really hoping I can, man, because whoever is doing these, man, you are just torturing my soul at this point. Good lord, you really are, man. I mean, no wonder I don't really watch a lot of these dinosaur movies, man. I just can't with this shit. I really can, dude. I mean, I watch the Jurassic Park, Jurassic World movies because they're at least a decent budget, have somewhat of a story, I suppose. I mean, it's what it is. I mean, there's spectacle to it, and hey, there's Chris Pratt that's riding a motorbike, so that, yeah, I guess that's an attraction too. And he's taming my boy Blue. So I mean, there is that also. So I suppose that's part of the charm, I guess. But I mean, I watch them for the spectacle that they are. They're decent for what it is. But anything after that, dude, man, god damn, dude, some really bad shit. I mean, there are some times where it is really good. Like I got to admit, all honesty here, I do kind of like the Carnosaur films. Yeah, they are cheesy as shit, all things considered, they really are. But like that first one is pretty solid, all things considered. It is really good, man. And there is other ones that I do tend to like also. Yeah, I gotta mention Prehysteria. I do, dude. It has a place in my heart, all things considered. I watched it when I was younger and it really stuck with me. It really did. The cute looking dinosaurs, the lovable family. Hey, those dinosaurs are really cute, and oh, can we keep them as a pet, Dad? Oh, can we? Oh, I suppose, Junior. Mind you, those dinosaurs will eventually learn to eat human beings, but hey, they're cute. Nothing bad's ever gonna happen, right? Uh, right? Yeah, nothing bad? Ever? Oh, shit. And speaking of really bad ideas, it's a really good one, though, right? I mean, to put the brain of this dead kid into this animatronic dinosaur and suddenly comes back to life and he's going on a revenge trip to kill everyone who did him wrong. Yeah, nothing bad would ever happen with that, right? Right, yeah. Oh man. Tammy and the T-Rex. Boy, do I love this movie, dude. Yes, it is cheeseball and very ridiculous, but it's kind of meant to be that way, all things considered. It is really fun. It is goofy. It is not to be taken seriously, and I love all of the blood-soaked hijinks, man. It is actually pretty damn entertaining, all things considered. It really is ridiculous and very cheesy, but I tend to like my cheese from time to time. Indeed, I do, but that's good cheese, right? Good cheese, right? Good cheese, bad cheese. All right? There is a difference, folks. There really honestly is, man. And something tells me the CGI in here is going to be shit. It's going to be really bad, man. It ain't going to be good, dude. I don't know. I understand why they did it, right? Because hey, look, Jurassic World is literally right around the corner. It's literally out, right? And I'm thinking to myself, like, hey, another Jurassic World movie. Let's put out another one of these dinosaur movies. Let's put them out. And then some poor schmuck, some poor son of a bitch, is literally going to go into the Walmart store and literally be like, ooh, doo, 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 doo. Oh, honey, look at this. Dinosaur World. Sweetheart, we just saw that Chris Pratt movie.
Yeah, Jurassic World Dominion. Oh, it was so good. I love those dinosaurs. Oh, and it says Dinosaur World. They must be connected, sweetheart. Oh, they must be. We've got to buy this. Oh, virtual reality. Oh, it's gonna be so good. I can't wait to get it home and have our TV dinners. Oh. Oh my god. You know these stupid motherfuckers are gonna buy this, man. That is why it's on the shelf. Look at the pretty artwork and everything. It's only $10. How bad can it really be? You schmuck. Ah, damn it, dude. There's a sucker born out every minute, and that's why they continue to make these movies, because suckers buy these motherfuckers. They really honestly do. Not me. I'm not falling for this shit. I've fallen a time or two, but ain't no more, dude. Look, I'll indulge in big budget dinosaur action. I'll watch, hunky Chris Pratt tame a dinosaur from time to time. But virtual reality, that's where my ass draws the line. That's where it does, dude. Because I can't go any further, man. I ain't doing it. I ain't that dumb motherfucker. I really am not, man. But somebody is. And hey, somebody will watch these movies. Not saying I will, but hey, somebody will. And God bless their ever-loving hearts and souls.
Now I know Danny Glover has lost a step or two. Okay, I get it. But if you're gonna do tryouts to replace him, can you please pick somebody better than Cole Hauser? I mean, if that's the best you got, this shit's pitiful. If it takes this much effort to get into the Mile High Club, man, I'll just stick to my own goddamn bathroom. And I can either be a contestant on here or be a contestant on The Price is Right. I mean, Drew Carey does have his moments, but at least he's not gonna bite my fucking head off. Well, geez, I hope. I hope indeed, man, because for my sake, I at least want to win something while my head is rolling out the door. Oh, you bet your ass, baby. Not half bad, man. All the Walmart weirdness that a physical media boy can handle. That is for damn sure, man. Good, bad, Walmart ugly. Oh, we got the weirdest of it this week. We indeed did, man. Not half bad. Not half bad at all, man. Of course, as you know, all physical media love is worth exploring. Even the Walmart weirdness. So I'll take what I can get. You know what I'm saying, guys? And there's one more location to go to. And as far as I'm concerned, it's the one last physical media destination that this gangster needs to conquer.
All right, everybody. We are at our fourth and final location. And in order to be a full, well-rounded physical media lover, do your due diligence. Yes, you have to go to the Walmarts of the world and the Targets, of course. But if you don't go to the Best Buy in your area, well, you can't really say that you've done your full hunt, have you? Oh, indeed you haven't, and you definitely know where we are at. We are at none other than Best Buy the Beast. Best Buy, baby, back again at the good old Best Buy love. Well, what will they have this week? Not a lot of really great stuff has come out this week. I mean, a few here, a few there, but nothing really major. So what does that mean for Best Buy? God only knows, because this is the last time we're going into Best Buy for at least 12 weeks, temporarily closing, because they are going to be renovating. They are going to be expanding. So this is the final week that they're going to be open until they decide to rip open the walls and become a bigger store, expanding, not closing. But that means that I'm not going to have any physical media Best Buy love for 12 weeks. So it better be damn good. I hope. Let's go in. Check it out. All right, everybody. We are in at Best Buy under the new releases, and oh my God. This is amazing. Look at all the physical media. Dude. Best Buy is killing it. Yeah, sure. Oh, said no one ever this fucking week. Holy shit. Yeah, they are getting ready for the move. I know. They definitely are. Oh, man. They have literally gotten rid of all of the physical media gold, man. They've probably shipped it to other stores or back to the warehouse, but they ain't got diddly squat over in the new release section. Not at all, man. And just if you think it was just this side alone, oh, nah, bro. It's over here as well. Seriously, they just got nothing at all. Damn. Yeah, well, you got to admit, it's a few days until they end up closing it for 12 weeks, so why keep it around? But that is pretty damn sad. Is there even anything to show off? Yeah, that's what I'm kind of wondering, guys, because damn, that is like Mother's Hubbard cover like a motherfucker. Holy shit, it really is. So, well, since there's nothing up there, how about we try in the back? Wish us luck. So I did say wish us luck, right? Yeah, about that. Oh my god. Oh man, even the shippers don't even have any physical media anymore. Oh my lord. God damn, dude. They got rid of everything here. Shit. Is there anything left at all? Something to show off? Anything? Please, God? Oh my lord. Well, oh, actually there might be something to show off. Right over there. Is there? Oh, dun 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 dun. Yes. Oh my God! One little sad area of physical media goodness to show off. Can't say there's a lot, but hey, it's something, right? Right. Beggars can't be choosers, so hey, we just gotta deal with it, bro. Oh man, what do they got? I mean, they don't got a hell of a lot left over here. I mean, they've literally shipped most of it away. And yeah, this is what we got left, man. I mean, shit, out of all the stuff they literally kept for the last couple of days, they kept Fast 9 and Space Jam: A New Legacy. What the fuck? Jesus Christ. They must have knew I was coming, because literally, they just want to torture me, don't they? Oh, my lord, they do. I mean, Singing in the Rain, Matrix Resurrections, which ain't any better, I'm not gonna lie, man. Reacher, Spectre, some Steelbooks, the Batman love, some 4Ks, I see Hell or High Water. I mean, they've got some stuff, not a hell of a lot. And as far as the new stuff is concerned, yeah, there ain't much of it. I mean, we do have that Yellowstone box set of the first 4 seasons on Blu-ray for $90, man. I know there is a lot of Yellowstone fans out there, a shit ton of them. But honestly, this is what I say about a lot of box sets, man. Whether it's TV show box sets or movie collection box sets, I really don't think it's worth it until the whole series of movies or shows is done. And then at that point, maybe it's worth getting, but unless you just want to get the individual releases, then that's cool. But to get a box set of the first 4 seasons, they're doing a season 5. So it, to me, doesn't really seem like the right time to dive into another box set like this. I just honestly don't think it's worth it, man. I mean, you might be a really great fan of this series, but just buying every box set doesn't make sense to me either. And look, I've done it, right? There has been some really great series that I have loved, and I have bought many box sets over and over and over again. And at a certain point, I just kind of wasted money. And that's the honest truth, man. And it's not just Yellowstone that does this. There's so many series that put out box sets and cash grabs. I mean, yes, it's been this one. Harry Potter has done it. Fast and Furious has. Matrix. I mean, there's been so many series that have done it over and over again with slightly different artwork and a little bit of a special feature here or there that's new. And you kind of fall for it, right? Yeah, us collectors, we like the new shiny shit, don't we? We definitely do. But sometimes it is worth it to hold off and wait. I know it's agonizing. I know sometimes it's painful and you definitely want it, but sometimes if you hold off, your patience will definitely pay off. And something tells me with Yellowstone, it definitely would. Just saying, man. I know you like it, and I know you're a huge fan of Kevin Costner and all that Godfather ranch goodness, but honestly, hold off. It'll still be there, and all of the Yellowstone goodness will be waiting for you. Trust me, it will, folks. Indeed it will, man. I mean, they got that, but they also have a little bit of Happy Death Day love. The 4K Blu-ray combo for $27.99. A little Scream Factory 4K love. Not half bad, baby. Of course, they only have the first film. They don't have the second one, but hey, Scream Factory 4K love is still Scream Factory 4K love, and I definitely dig it in a big bad way. Oh, I absolutely do, man. And I gotta say how much I love Happy Death Day, dude. This was an absolute surprise for me because, I walked into the movie theater when I first watched this, and I'm thinking to myself, it's PG-13. It's supposed to be this horror comedy, and I don't know how they're really going to pull off the scares and pull off the horror, the kills, but they really surprised me. It's a clever movie with unique characters, quirky dialogue, great kills. I mean, even though it's PG-13, they really use it in very interesting ways to get around the PG-13 idea, to still make it brutal but not show you a ton of it. Some movies are able to pull that off and some are not, and thankfully Happy Death Day really is. I love the character of Tree. I love the idea of this sort of Groundhog's Day setting meets a slasher flick. I dig that shit so much, man. I thought it was clever. I thought it was brilliant, man, and funny as hell. It really honestly surprised me in a big bad way, man, and I truly dug it. I love the killer. I love the mask. I thought this was a really great, pleasant surprise, man. It should not have been half as good as what it was, but it really surprised me. And the sequel, I think, is just as good, man. Maybe on the same level or even better. It really surprised me as being a great continuation of the first film, but also upping the ante. Not half bad, man. A lot of these PG-13 horror flicks, dude, they fucking suck ass, alright? I'm not gonna lie, man. Unless it was back in the day in like the 80s, then they could really get away with some of that shit and really do some really great stuff and some gory shit under the guise of PG-13. Yeah, you can't really get away with that shit nowadays. And a lot of the newer stuff has kind of failed to live up to that kind of legacy. But Happy Death Day, thankfully, really ends up bucking the trend. And I really appreciate that, man. Some 4K love. I know it's been on DVD. I know it's been on Blu-ray. But 4K goodness for all that slasher comedic love, not half bad, man. The special features actually pretty good, too. Not so bad after all, man. If you haven't ever watched it, I know maybe you were hesitant on the PG-13, you thought it wasn't going to deliver the goods, but truthfully, it's probably one of the better horror flicks to come out in the past, like, 10-ish years, man. Truth be told, it is really, really solid, man. Sometimes horror comedies work really well, and sometimes they don't. This is definitely in the former. Not bad at all, baby. Not bad indeed. No slipcover love, but hey, 4K slasher goodness, I can definitely dig it. Oh, indeed I can. But unfortunately, that's all I can really dig, because there really ain't much else, man. I mean, no other new release love. Some of the other stuff, but certainly not much of it. I mean, over here, they have some things. I mean, they have some of the American Siege stuff. They have Ultraman, The Cursed, Black Friday, which is a really great flick, but not a lot of stuff over there, and not a lot of stuff over here either. Yep. That's Best Buy for you. Hey, they're closing in a couple days for a remodel, folks. They weren't going to keep the physical media around. Sad, but very much true. I'm going to miss it. Let's head out. Oh, Vin Diesel and LeBron. I'm going to miss coming into Best Buy. What am I going to do without you? Probably a hell of a lot better. Oh, my God. But that being said, I am going to miss the physical media for 12 whole weeks here at Best Buy. I'm gonna miss it, man. Oh, I really am, dude. I thought they'd have a little bit more here. Just one last hurrah before they pretty much close and start the remodel and tear everything down. They're literally tearing this down. They're expanding the back room. They're literally knocking out walls and expanding that way. And I don't know whether they're gonna have the same physical media that they had before. I don't know whether they're going to have this whole section. I don't know whether they're just going to have a little shipper row area in the front. I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine. Something tells me that they're not going to. Something tells me that the old Best Buy days are very much behind us and the new days are very much ahead, and God knows what that means, but something tells me it's not going to be a lot of physical media. So shame indeed, but hey, I will do without it for 12 weeks. I'll do my best and come back and bask in the ever glow of Best Buy Beast Love. But until then, good luck to the remodel. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to come back for more physical media goodness. But for the time being, I guess we're closing up shop here at the Beast, man. It's been a wild and fun ride, but we'll be back. So will Best Buy. You can damn bet sure on that one, man. You can bet that one to the bank, baby. You absolutely can. But this week, yeah, honestly, that shit wasn't gonna happen. Yeah, sorry guys. I only wish, but, well, they have to take stuff down. And when that happens, that means that no more physical media. They shipped it to other stores. They shipped it back to the retailers in the warehouse. I wish they would have just given it to me. Give me it, man, and I'll sell it for you. If only they trusted me like that. That would be nice. But unfortunately, that's not the case. Not at all. So we'll let Best Buy be for 12 weeks. We'll let them do the remodel. And hopefully they come back stronger than ever. Let's hope, guys. But in the meantime, I'm a little sad. I'm not going to get my Beast Love for 12 weeks, but I'll stay strong. I'll survive, man. Hopefully you will too. Well, it's enough for the Beast Love. Not that we got much of it this week, but time to say goodbye and head home and finish the video.
Alright everybody, that'll do it for the Blu-ray and DVD out and about video this week, and actually, all things considered, not bad for physical media love this week. I mean, not the most plentiful, mind you, but we saw some decent things at most of the places, so hey, I'll take what I can get. You know what I'm saying? I definitely will, man. And on top of that, yeah, it is the last time we are going to go into Best Buy for 12 whole weeks. Mind you, they didn't really have much to show off. I mean, pretty much as you saw in the video, they were bone-ass dry, literally stripped of most of the media. But I can't quite say I blame them. They are shutting the operations down and expanding. And yes, they are still going to do pickups. So if there's anything that I want to get from Best Buy, I can always order it and then pick it up at the store level or just get it shipped to me. So it's not like I won't show any Best Buy love off. But as far as going in the store, yeah, literally 3 whole months without Best Buy. Damn, that stings. That really does, man. But if you think about it, it's good for Best Buy because basically the company is saying, wow, this store is doing really well in sales and they're really hitting out of the park. So instead of reducing you, we're going to expand you and make your operations bigger. That's not necessarily a bad thing. And I get that they want to finish doing the expansion before the major holiday season towards the end of the year. So, all things considered, I get why they're doing it. I just hate being without the Best Buy for that long of a time. But if you really think about it, it's going to go back to like the height of the pandemic. If you ended up watching the videos during the big height of when everything was shut down for the pandemic, the Best Buys that I went to were both shut down. You couldn't go in the store. So literally all I was ever showing off was Walmart, Target, and the second Walmart, and that's it. And look, I survived that for a really long time. So if I can do that, then I can do this. It's gonna sting because they've kind of gotten used to me at that Best Buy. Because for the longest time, I was at the older Best Buy that was in the mall. And they had gotten really used to me. And then when that Best Buy closed and I moved over to the other one that I now go to on a regular basis, they didn't really know me. And they were kind of hesitant of me. And who the hell is this guy? And they've actually slowly embraced me. They've gotten to know me, they've chit-chatted with me, and hell, even the store manager. And I kid you not, guys. I have been talking to certain employees, and the store manager sort of waves hi and how you doing. And the employee that I'm talking to, they like wave their hand, hey, I'm doing well. And they're like, no, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to him. And that means me. And I'm literally like, me? Me? You're talking to me? And he's like, yeah, how are you, man? It's great to see you. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, seriously?
Like, the store manager literally goes out of his way to say hi to me. How you doing? Thank you for filming. I'm like, whoa. Dude, literally, I've had store managers at other stores, like the second Walmart, literally, like, lambaste me and, like, literally walk me out of the store before. So, dude, you just never know what you're going to deal with. So, the people at Best Buy have been really nice to me and really great and very welcoming. And, you know, before I left Best Buy this week, I literally talked to a lot of the employees and I said, look, I'm going to miss you guys for like 3 months. And it's going to be sad not coming in here, but I get it. I understand it. And at least you guys are not out of a job. You're still going to be working. There's still going to be online orders. So you guys are going to be fine. I just kind of wish that it was going to be open, but hey, I totally understand it. I get it. And, you know, I got some people saying that maybe the physical media is not going to be exactly the same as it was beforehand, and it might be smaller. I get it. I understand it. You know, the world is changing and physical media in the stores is not as plentiful as it used to be. But the fact that they're going to be around still and have a decent amount of media, because I do know they go out of their way to try to stock the new stuff as best they possibly can. So I'm still looking forward to going in there after the 3 months are done, but it is going to be a pain, man. It's going to be rough, dude, because sometimes, as I've shown you in the videos, we do save the best for last. Sometimes Best Buy is the best, and sometimes things that we don't see at the other stores are at Best Buy. So, yeah, we're just not going to have the Beast Love for 3 whole months, guys. So I'm preparing you now. I mean, challenge accepted. I'll definitely take it, man, and I'll do my best to continue to show off all that physical media love for you guys. But just know that the Beast Love is just not going to be there. Sorry, man, it's just not going to be around. But look, you know how I roll, guys, and I'm going to do my absolute best to still show off as much physical media as I can to you guys. And yeah, sometimes I'm going to fall short. Other people will have more to show off because their Best Buys are actually open. But, hey, I do what I can, right? I mean, if it was easy doing this, everybody would do it. And, of course, out of everybody, of course, my Best Buy is closing for a short period of time. Yep. You know, the physical media gods, they love to challenge me. And this is yet another one in a long line of challenges. But I'll do my best to succeed. I will do my best, guys. But it'll be quite fascinating and quite interesting. So strap in, because it'll be a wild and woolly 3 months. It definitely will, man. But goddamn, am I going to miss the Beast. I really am, man. But they'll be back. Patience will pay off. Ugh, indeed it will, man. And yes, Best Buy didn't have a hell of a lot of stuff, guys. I mean, pretty much it was like Mother's Hubbard's covered in that bitch. But I was hoping they had a little bit of the Untouchables Steelbook love, but one of the employees told me that literally they only had like 2 copies and they actually sold them both almost before I actually got there. And I'm like, shit, damn it. Like, right before I got there, they just sold. And yeah, just my luck. Just my luck indeed, man. But perhaps it is getting to my way eventually. So if I don't show it off this week, it may be next week. Fingers crossed, man. But enough about next week. I gotta finish this week. And as far as physical media love went this week, not bad. A few things here, a few things there. Definitely some things worth exploring. Hopefully you picked up something good. If you did, definitely let me know. As far as I'm concerned, I got a couple things. Not bad. One I actually got from Orbit DVD. And I actually told you guys a long while back that I was eventually going to pick this title up. And, well, promise is a promise, right? Absolutely it is. When I end up picking up another one in the VHS franchise. VHS 2. Oh, yeah, baby. So now I have VHS Viral, and now adding VHS 2 to the long line of VHS horror anthology love. Now, this actually comes with a slipcover as well. Orbit had it online for a good price with the slip. Slip came in great condition. I'm like, that's freaking awesome. And I do love VHS 2. Now, look,
It's not as good as VHS, but it's not as bad as VHS Viral. But technically, I don't know if it's as good as VHS 94. It's got some really good moments in here. Like, there's the one with the cult that I really love. It's got some good stories, it's got some weak sauce, but unfortunately, that's a horror anthology for you, because there's not many horror anthologies that are actually perfect. There's some that have stories that are not exactly the strongest, some that are really, really great, that are worth revisiting. You know, the VHS franchise has had its ups and downs, but I think for the most part, it's been a pretty solid horror anthology. And there's not many horror anthologies out there, if any, that have literally gone like 4 installments deep and actually still maintain a decent quality to them. That's not an easy task to do, and the VHS franchise has been able to do it rather successfully, so I give them a hell of a lot of credit, man. And it's nice to add another one to the horror anthology love. Indeed it is, man. Not half bad indeed. Not too shabby, man. I told you I was going to get it eventually, and I finally did. But that is not all, man, because I also ended up getting a package in the mail from Diabolic DVD. And man, it has been a while since I ordered from Diabolic, man. I order a lot of things, but I've kind of been lagging on my Diabolic DVD love. But this one is very well worth it because it was actually a pre-order that finally shipped my way, man. The last of the May pickups, and this one is well worth the wait. Basically, what I'll tell you is that it's a little bit of Lucio Fulci love. Oh, indeed it is, because if you forgot, and I don't know how you could, I'm still on the hunt for all that Fulci goodness, man. I want the entire Fulci collection, and I'm slowly but surely making my way to having that a reality, and this is another step towards the goal. Oh, man. Now, this is not a very well-known or very typical horror Fulci. This is something that's more of a crime mob boss type of movie, but regardless, it is Lucio Fulci, and any Lucio Fulci is a good Fulci, and I have loved every single Fulci that I have seen, man. And now another Fulci to the collection, that is something that I definitely will cherish in a big bad way, man. There is no doubt about it. I absolutely will, guys. And another one to the collection is another one closer to finishing off the Fulci love. Indeed it is. I got a ways to go, but take another one off the list. But you don't know exactly what it is, nor will I tell you what it is until in the long future, when eventually I will get to the May pickups. And man, May has been an amazing month for pickups for me, man. I've got a lot of boutique label love, Fulci goodness, new release gold, and a lot of surprises along the way, man. It'll be quite interesting to show it off when I do, but I guess you'll just have to stay tuned now, won't ya? Indeed you will, guys. But a little bit of Fulci love and a little bit of horror anthology goodness for me this week. Well, it's not half bad in my opinion. And before I let you guys go, I gotta talk about this. As a physical media collector, I love sharing stories about other physical media collectors and the collecting mindset and the mentality, because sometimes you have to be reminded why you actually collect in the first place. From The Guardian, there's something comforting about it, the collectors who won't let go of their DVDs and videos. Let's dive in, shall we? For some of Australia's most hardcore film buffs, streaming will never match the tactile, finite, and nostalgic lure of the hard copy. Olivia Bennett's VHS collection started at a charity stall. She had grown up in the type of family where we'll always have a movie on in the background, she says. But it wasn't until high school that her personal interest really bloomed. It was 2010 and DVD sales in Australia were booming. People were shedding their old VHS cassettes like dead skin. Many of them apparently found their way onto a Lifeline table operating out of the convention center in Brisbane. At 50 cents for 5, she couldn't pass up the chance to snag a handful of beloved titles on the cheap, and then another, and then another. My mom and I would take trolleys each time we were going in, and we'd go several times a day and sort through them. More than a decade on, she has a 1,000-strong collection which adorns one entire living room wall in her family home, edge to edge. A wallpaper of plastic anachronisms. There are obscure Disney films like Sword in the Stone and Pete's Dragon, alongside cult classics like Jim Henson's Labyrinth. Actually, in the photo that she sends them, there's 3 copies of Lethal Weapon that take pride of place. Of course they do. While she's now moved interstate, her collection back in Brisbane has held steady throughout the advent, then stranglehold of streaming. The movies themselves may have made the jump online, but one of Bennett's treasured features has not, the pre-show ads in all their grainy, campy glory. There's always that ad that's like, don't pirate, and there were a lot of theatrics to trailers. You know, that classic American voiceover for all the trailers. Something about that voice reminds me of a specific time. Nostalgia is a primary force driving collectors of physical film media, whose titles sometimes predate them. Bennett's VHS tapes, she says, are a lens to an experience. The 90s, a period of time that I was born in but didn't necessarily get to grow up in. For others, a commitment to hard copy is the only way to skirt around the fickle decisions of streaming services, where availability of titles is subject to an impenetrable alchemy of considerations: audience demand, the whims of licensing, and sheer storage and capacity. It's insanely expensive to store stuff for it to be streamed, says Dr. Ari Matz, a media lecturer at the University of Notre Dame, whose own DVD and VHS collection numbers somewhere in the 40,000s. This is a professor at Notre Dame, guys. A professor at Notre Dame. A revered professor has over 40,000 collections strong of DVD and VHS. Holy shit. My God, man. It's not like going to a video store. You can't have 50,000 titles on a streaming service. And he does have a point there. He has a major, major point. I mean, damn. He's already got 40,000. Shit. Fucking hell, man. Ben Kenny, the owner of the now-defunct film club, Sydney's self-described last best video store, agrees. The only way to be sure that you'll have access to something forever is to actually own a physical copy of it. Over its decade-long life, Film Club gained a reputation for servicing that 5 or 10% of whatever generation is obsessed with film, says Kenny, who describes the community which formed around his store as the island of misfit toys. When it shuttered this February, collectors all around Sydney made the pilgrimage into Darlinghurst to snap up the goods in a closing sale. Titles went fast. Some, like a 2008 Criterion Collection version of Wong Kar-wai's Chungking Express, had been long out of print, with resales on eBay costing hundreds of dollars. We just got hit hard by people who had clearly been eyeing off things. Customers knew the value of a lot of the stuff we had, but it was good to see it go to a good home. The scarcity of some hard copy film editions isn't all that different to rare books, says Jeff Gardner, the founder of Cinema Reborn, a boutique film festival in Sydney dedicated to screening classics seldom seen on the big screen. There are ways, of course, to bypass the shortcomings of streaming services through what he winkingly calls the back channels and the illegitimate. But it doesn't compare to the solidity of filing it away and putting it in the box. It's the same as the book collector's mentality. You just like to know you have it, and if in a wow moment you think you want to see 6 Joan Crawford films in a night, well, you can. Makes sense, don't it? His personal stash now clocks in at 8,000 DVDs, amassed over decades, but that's nothing. He goes to great pains to emphasize. Compared to fellow cinephiles, a lot of people are very, very remorseless. They'll spend hours in the DVD shops overseas finding films that have not been released in other places, but have been released in Italy, Spain, or Japan. The subculture Gardner describes is holding steadfast, but it could ever experience a proper resurgence, like its cousin, the vinyl revival of the last decade. With vinyl, the audio quality is actually better in terms of the range that you'll be able to hear it, which isn't the case with DVDs, but there will always be something about a physical medium, the tactility of it. There's just something inanely comforting about that. A return to older formats, even for the average viewer, says Matt, might also go some way in alleviating selection fatigue. The hours spent scrolling online undone by the tyranny of choice. Say you're a normal person, not like me, with an insane number of titles. When you go to pick something, it limits your choice in a really productive way. You can look at your collection and go, okay, I've got a finite number to pick from, instead of the absolute doubt that you have on streaming. There will always be something about a physical medium. The tactility of it, there's just something innately comforting about that. Oh, indeed there is. Boy, you gotta love physical media collectors. They may be a dying breed, but goddamn, are they loyal. Oh, damn, they sure are, dude. Man, I love reading stuff like that. I absolutely love it because it really is true, okay? You know, I don't hate streaming. And yes, I always talk about the difficulties of streaming and the streaming wars and all the complications that go along with it, because all of it is true, right? But it's not like streaming is terrible, but I think for me, I'm old school. And I guess it depends on what era you grew up in, right? I mean, I was born in 82. And so I didn't really get to live out the 80s, even though I was born in the 80s. I never got to live out that, but I got to live out the 90s. And I was really right there when the big boom of VHS was going on and it was at its height, and you could go into Blockbuster and you could pick out these movies and the selection of them, and you go into these stores like, you know, a Media Play or Suncoast Video, or you go into these old school stores and retailers, and you could see the VHSs, you could see the collection, and it was like a whole wall. And it was just amazing. And your eyes were so like blown away. You're like, oh my God. Like the colors and the artwork, and it was astounding, man. And then when DVD came in, it was the same way. Literally huge walls and rows of DVDs and the different selections of the titles, and it was amazing. And I think for people who grow up in that medium, I think it was very special. And that certain speciality to it, that preciousness, never really went away for us. I mean, stores have slowly stopped carrying a lot of media. I've shown you that over the years, guys. It's not like I'm lying to you. It's the absolute fact, right? But even though the stores have lost that certain amount of momentum to put out the physical media, us collectors haven't lost that momentum. Other people might have, other companies might have, but we haven't. And we've just changed the way we do it, right? Yeah, we might go to a few more pawn shops. Yeah, we might go to more online retailers, but we do what we do because we love the format and we love the movies, and we want to have the physical copy of it in our collection to enjoy whenever we damn well please. And I think that's the ultimate issue with streaming and actually having a physical copy, right? Because in the article, they say it. There is only so much capacity that a streaming service can hold. And it's actually backed up by the fact that every so often we see a lot of turnover on Netflix, and we see a lot of these services that you'll notice maybe every month or every few months that they take away certain titles. They're gone. And next thing you know, they're on another streaming service. Why? Because they bounce around constantly because of contracts, because, well, we're putting so much extra content on the channel, we have to take stuff off because we don't have the capacity for it. And so, okay, that stuff gets taken off, or if it doesn't get taken off, it ends up languishing in algorithm hell, where you're never going to find it unless you do some random search and it actually pops up somewhere. And you're like, oh, Jesus, my God, man, I didn't even know that thing was on the goddamn service, dude. And so it gets very difficult finding certain titles. And there's something about having a collection where you know
100% that you can watch it whenever you please. You don't need to watch it that night. You don't need to watch it the next night or next week or even next month. But you know that you have it, and there's a comfort there that that's not going to go away. There is no service that's going to take that away from you as long as you have electricity and as long as you have a DVD or Blu-ray player, then you're fine. You have that comfort of knowing that it's something that's going to always be there for you. And streaming can't always give you that. And as a collector, that's something that I greatly appreciate. On top of that, look, we're living in very interesting times right now where I'm all about doing the right thing for certain people, right? And if there's certain things that are insensitive and not as welcoming nowadays as it used to be, then maybe it's not worth putting it out there maybe as it was 10, 20, 30 years ago. But that doesn't mean that you have to get rid of it either, because there's a lot of things in my collection that are not PC, right? They're not movies that would fly nowadays. That doesn't mean that they're bad films. That means that they're just not welcomed in society the way that they normally would have a long time ago. We've changed. And sometimes, look, we change for the better. And certain things that we thought were right back in the day are not so much anymore. But you don't have to punish those movies. And I think a lot of streaming services, there's a lot of things that just don't ever even get on a streaming service. There are so many older films that will never even get a chance to be on a service. And the only way to get those movies is on a physical format, guys. That's the only way to do it. And so there's a lot of movies where I'm so thankful that I own an edition of it. Yeah, the picture quality might not be great. Yeah, the audio quality might not be amazing, but the fact that I have a copy of it and I can watch it whenever I want to, there's a pleasing factor to that. I think there's a lot of collectors out there that are just thankful to have the media, like me. And there's other collectors that I don't want to say are snobbish about it, because that's not the right angle to put it as. But they're like, well, if I don't have the best picture quality, the best audio quality, if I don't have the best special features in the entire world, then I'm not going to buy it. And I used to be, a long time ago, one of those people. I used to be. And I'm not anymore. I'm just so thankful to own the goddamn movie, man. And I feel that we need to get back to a reappreciation of media. And I don't think that's everybody. I think there's a lot of people out there that really do feel like they appreciate it, and the fact that we have it, and the fact that it's in an actual physical media format and you can actually have it at your own home, at your own leisure. But there are people that have forgotten that. And for me, you have to understand, I grew up in a time that, yes, there was so much media to take in, but you also have to understand that the prices were so insane. I mean, VHSs, if you go back, the prices were nuts. Early DVDs, the prices were absolutely insane, man. Even early Blu-ray stuff, man, it was just kind of crazy how much you had to pay for some of this stuff. But if you wanted it, you had to do that, guys. And so there wasn't many avenues to buy it as much as there was. There wasn't the online retailers as what there is now. And so you went to the store and you bought it. And if there wasn't any copies left, you'd hopefully wait until they got some more in. You'd constantly call the stores. You'd go in every single day. You actually drove to places and actually interacted with people. And, you know, you were waiting for your next fix. And I feel that physical media now, even though it's not as easy to find it in the stores, it is so readily available to order online that with just a click of the button, you could get it in your home in the next day or two. And I think people tend to forget how precious it is at times. And I think just assume, well, okay, you know, I won't get the Blu-ray or DVD of this because obviously I'm waiting for the 4K. And then you just ignore the movie because you're waiting for the next big physical media format. And I think we lose that certain amount of respect and love and appreciation for it that I think the older generation appreciates much more than the younger generation does. Now, I could be wrong, but that's just how I've read it as of late, going on the forums and seeing certain videos on YouTube by certain people. And there's a forgetfulness to that. And I really appreciate a lot of these people, this article that talks about a lot of these people from Australia. Now, I'm never going to be the guy that has 40,000 deep of a collection, okay? That's just not me, man. Literally, I live in a one-bedroom apartment, folks. If I had 40,000 movies, man, I don't think I could walk in this bitch, okay? I'm just being honest, but I appreciate that because there's something about that guy that says, you know what, I don't care if the quality is not as good as everybody says it is. I don't care if there's a better edition out there. If I have the movie, I'm happy to have it. And there's a really great love and admiration to that I can just go on a shelf and I can pick up a VHS of this title and just watch it whenever I please. And I think that appreciation is slowly coming back. I really do think it is. I mean, who'd have thought 10 years ago, right? 10 years ago, would you have ever thought that VHS was even making a slight comeback? I mean, seriously, there's a lot of movies now that do special editions that they put out a VHS for. That's fucking nuts, dude. I mean, that's crazy to me, but that's the world we live in, and I think it's a kind of a cool world, and I appreciate that world, and I love the fact that there's a certain respect for these mediums now, or a reinvestment of them that maybe wasn't there 10 or so years ago, and I really love that. Look, at the end of the day, I guess I don't care what you buy, whether it's VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, as long as you appreciate the formats, right? As long as you understand that having a physical copy at the end of the day is worth it, right? If you only do streaming, then you're missing out on so much opportunities to watch film and so many movies that you're never going to get a chance to experience because they're just never going to be on streaming. At the same time, if you completely ignore streaming, there's so much newer content that's coming out, which is absolutely phenomenal and amazing and should be seen. But the fact that a lot of that stuff is not getting a physical media release or a format available for it is a shame. And so I feel like at the end of the day, yes, physical media has gotten more niche. Yes, it's not as plentiful as it used to be, but I still see the hunger out there for physical media. And I'm starting to see more of an appreciation for it in certain circles than maybe I did a long while back, right? And yes, there's always going to be those cinema snobs that look down on people who buy VHS and DVD and say, well, if it's not the latest format, I don't want to hear about it. I think those people are full of shit, okay? If you want to buy a DVD, buy a DVD. If you want to buy a VHS, and if that makes you happy, go ahead and do it. I 100% support you, man. But to me, at the end of the day, it's not about the formats. It's about the love for the media. And the people who truly appreciate it, who truly understand it, those are the people that I care about. Those are the people that I want to hang out with, I want to jam with, man. Because those are the people that really care about physical media and don't care about the latest and greatest thing. And don't care about, you know, oh my God, the best of this and the best of that. They just want the movie, man. And the fact that we live in a world now where there's so much choice and there's so much options, I think that's great. But I think that's also, in a way, maybe been lost on a lot of collectors that don't remember the good old days. And I think for me, I'm somebody that cherishes the old school days, appreciates what we have now, but I don't forget the fact that I'm so lucky to have available to me these movies in my collection. And no matter whether it's a DVD or a Blu-ray or a 4K or in some people's instances a VHS, the fact that you're lucky enough to have a physical media copy of it, in a world where everything is turning digital in the drop of a hat, when everything is literally becoming stored on the cloud, where physical media is not as plentiful as it used to be, just the fact that we have it available to us should be satisfaction enough. So, tonight, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, when you're online or you're at a store and you're clicking on a physical copy to buy, or you're picking up a copy at the store and you're going to grab it, just be thankful that you have the option to grab that. Because maybe 5, 10, 15, 20 years, you might not have that option any longer. And cherish this. Cherish the good days. Because there might come a time where that doesn't exist anymore. And you'll wish it had. Just saying. Sometimes you have to appreciate what you have, because when it doesn't happen any longer, you'll wish you did when it actually was around. I'm just saying, guys, this is amazing. It's awesome, and I love those film collectors. I can't say that I'm somebody that's going to own 10,000 things in my collection, right? I'm not going to own 40,000. But, you know, that's the love that physical media collectors have, man. And if you love that many movies, if you are somebody who cares about that many films and really appreciate it, then who's to say you're wrong? Everybody is different. Everybody has their own opinions and everybody has their own mileage. And physical media collectors, at the end of the day, no matter whether you have 1,000 movies in your collection or 10,000 movies in your collection, you're not wrong. The fact that you own it, the fact that you have a physical media copy of it, that's what matters most. Your collection is unique to you. But the fact that you go out and purchase these titles, the fact that you actually go out of your way to want to own an actual physical copy, that means more than you'll ever possibly imagine, man. To me, you're making the world a better place. And in some ways, who knows? You're even saving cinema. And that ain't a bad thing. Indeed, it's not, guys. Let me know about this. Let me know what your opinion is. This is amazing. It's awesome. And I just love sharing stories like this because it's just really cool, man. And as a physical media lover, seeing other people's passion just makes me even more passionate. You know what I'm saying? It really honestly does, man. Definitely let me know what you think about that. But hopefully you liked the video. If you did, definitely give it the thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Check out the other Blu-ray and DVD out and about videos that I have done. Check out the movie reviews, subscriber mail videos, live stream, Blu-ray pickup videos. So much content on the channel. The older stuff and newer stuff that is coming your way very soon. Definitely take a look at all that. If you like how I talk about movies and physical media, hit subscribe. Become part of the Film Fan Nation. I want to thank my really great subscribers out there. You are amazing. Watching all of the videos, diving into all of the great movie discussions, the great feedback, the comments. You guys show me the love, and hopefully I show the love right back to you. So thank you so much. Keep up to date with everything I'm doing through Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Film Fan 108. Keep up to date with everything I'm doing, plus special pictures and videos I do from time to time on social media as well. And if you would like to send the channel any movie-related goodness, you can do that. The P.O. Box in the description below. It is not expected, but it is definitely appreciated. You guys have went out of your way to say, hey, we want to send you some stuff. Where do we do it? Well, the P.O. Box is the place to be. I've got some amazing stuff from you guys, and I cannot wait to see where the P.O. Box adventures take me next. You guys have been amazing, and you have been banging it out. And let's see where the adventures take me next. We'll see, man. But in the meantime, I suppose the video is done. One down, and hell of a lot more physical media love to go, man. Cannot wait. And I guess we're going to be starting next week 3 months of no Best Buy. This will be quite interesting, guys. Strap in, because I'm going to be doing the same. But I will see you back next week for a brand new Blu-ray and DVD out and about video. Take care, everybody. And remember, happy hunting.